Hello, everyone! I hope the audio is okay, like audio levels and stuff. How are you guys doing? Hello! What's up, you guys? How is everybody? I hope things are good. I'm gonna plug in some headphones. Let's see. I don't have any notifications for this, do I? I don't think I have any for this screen. Well, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Hope you guys are doing well. Like, yo, it feels so weird to have like this different intro on now, which is pretty cool. How do you guys like the art? Do you like it? Do you like it? Are you happy with it? Because I think it's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see if we can get in touch with alright. Cool, man. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yo. Who did it? Same girl who does my emotes. Mrs. Merloway. She's so good. Looks like we're both about ready to go, which is great. I just need to get confirmation from Mr. Blacklight into global sources. You could turn your notifications into what do you mean global sources and plop it onto any scene? I mean, I use them as browser source. I just didn't add them to the scene. Hi, Glacials! What's up, everybody? I want to say hi to you all. I'm going to say hi to you all. I mean, I got to do it now before I switch over. So I'm going to say hi to Fartbag and Shifter and Matt and Bully and Mel and Rye and Ben and Fat Lutz and Bad Sniper and Andy and Wheels. And hello, Walter, Zachy Poo. Wait, how's it going, Zach? Hi, Zupid. Foul one. Fight every day. Who fights every day? Oh, fire. You have fire. That's awesome. Okay, awesome. What's up, Mama Sparks? How's it going? An eternal battle. Hi, Sujiro. What's going on? Is this a podcast? This is like a kind of talk show. It's like a podcast, yeah. So you could call it, I mean, either. Whatever you want to call it, man. Also, I don't know what music to play because I don't usually do stuff like this. It's all new to me. What's up, Godrun? I didn't refill my water. Oh, my God. Yay. Wait, really? Oh my God. Good luck, man. Good luck. That's awesome. Hi, Marco. Oh, nice, Matt. Aw, that's cute. Global sources are pretty much pre-made sources. Oh, interesting. Well, I do different. I don't like everything to be in one source, Shifter. I like putting them in different places. My notifications. I don't know. Talk to me about it later because I don't understand what you mean exactly. Mila's raising her pinky because we're too American for that. I don't know. What's up, Nightbird? Is this all I'm doing tonight? No. But if you ask what game I'm playing after this, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. I have no idea. You know what? Today I said, you know what? I want to focus on this talk show and then we'll figure it out. You know, we'll figure it out later. Because I figured you guys would help me. We'll see what we can do with, like, you know, a couple hours. I have like 3 hours. I don't know. Something like that. Mark. OBS Studio doesn't? Okay. Used to having it on. Oh, OBS Classic. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Thanks, man. You are awesome. Where's the sophistication? This is not sophistication. This is fun and derpiness and greatness. I'm excited. Should do a fan pick? Yeah, I might actually do something like that. Maybe I should add these for next time. Maybe I'll just kind of. I'll wait until he's ready, and we'll add stuff in the meantime. Here we can have some bits here in the middle. We'll have bits up here in the middle. And then we'll put subs down here. down here in the middle. That's gonna be hard to see. And then we're gonna have maybe I'll put that somewhere else. And then we'll have follows up here in the corner. Ta-da! There we go. Cool. Now I can see stuff. Should be able to see and hear everything. Hi Soulbound, what's up? Hello. The piano collections. I need something that's not gonna mute the VOD. I should probably. I'm gonna record this. Recording on. I don't know where it's being recorded. I'll figure it out later. Piano collection tracks. Okay, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. Maybe should I do that? Should I do that now? I don't know how to do this. Okay, we're good to go. Yeah, I need to like unmute Mr.
He's about to get me unmuted too.
Oh, hello.
There we go. Hello.
Can you guys hear him? Is it too loud? Is it super loud? How is it?
Yeah. Everybody, let us know how how exactly the levels are. It seems pretty good on my end.
Okay. Are you switching over?
Yes.
Oh, I'm like super zoomed in on yours. Oh, I gotta sit back. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty zoomed in. I had to get it pretty zoomed in on mine, and I'm fixing the GIFs now. OBS wasn't playing nice with me.
Oh no! Okay. What's up, guys? Hello.
There you go. There's our GIFs.
Okay. Here you go.
Maybe. Okay, and Skype needs to not be a butt and not mess up my camera, but it'll fix itself in a second.
Okay, it'll fix itself? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it tends to bounce around because I hate this program, but we're not going to use this for more than one episode, so screw it.
Well, we're going to try not to. I mean, so this will be a backup. This is not our preferred type.
This is our backup today. So, okay, I'm hearing that things are sounding good.
Seems low. Okay, yeah. So, guys, on my end, can you guys let me know if it sounds, they're commenting on our stats.
Yeah, we got some good stats.
That's awesome.
Up that HP.
Yeah. So Blacklight's got more HP, but I have more MP to start out. So we'll see our rolls as we go along.
Both are important. Maybe you get a cover materia on me, and then I get the beefy front. I take all the damage, and you can cast all the spells.
Yo, let's be real. If I was actually in an RPG, right, I would totally be more like a healer. I would be a healer. I'm like, save the people, save the animals, like save everything. I would,
healer for sure. Okay, if we're going traditional like classes of RPGs, then I'd probably be like the squishy DPS.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'd be the thief or the rogue. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to be something sneaky or something with like good black magic, but I'd probably be more like a healer. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
Cool, like Eterna in Setsuna.
Yeah, kind of like Eterna.
Cool.
Yeah.
She was like sneaky and castery.
Yeah, I mean, just my character. I'd want to be like, I'm like nimble. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I like the tracer style in Overwatch. I'm one of those people. But I mean, I never play the game, so like I have like very little experience. Don't use that.
That is one of my games. I'm big on that one.
I was like, what's up, Blacklight's chat? Maybe I should pull you guys up next to mine so that I can see it better.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a multi-link? Actually, I got it.
Yeah, you want to put multi-links in my chat too, guys? Oh, you have the multi up. Okay. I should have that. I made a command, you guys. I made a command on my channel about the show so you can know like when it is and make sure to catch on. But I should also have the multi-link up for you guys. Tracy's pretty great. She's so cute and she jumps around all quick. That's why I like her.
She does. She's really fun to play too. She is. She's hard. I need to stop getting my mouse anywhere near Skype because that's when it bounces my camera.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
He needs to stop.
Yeah. Okay, I sound fine. Blacklight's kind of quiet. Okay, turn him up a little bit. Is that better? I can turn it up more.
Yeah, testing. Hello.
Hi, Fox. Hello. Hi, Blue. So at midnight is when the codes are being released for Final Fantasy. So that's when we'll be able to download, but we won't be able to play right at midnight.
Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting on that. And that's midnight EST, so 9 p.m. for me.
Okay, yeah. So
9 p.m. PST.
we probably won't get to play tonight. I'll play tomorrow, but Layouts are top notch. Thank you! I may have made the layouts, but I didn't make the sprites. How amazing, you guys, are these awesome sprites of our characters. Oh my god.
Rad. And the art in the beginning, the splash art, is so good. I was so hyped when you showed me those.
So happy. So happy. We're so happy with how they came out.
Yeah, shout out to Merle. She did an amazing, amazing job.
Merle did a great job. And then we had Dreamin' every day doing our sprites.
Yep.
Looks so good.
Yes.
Did you get your coffee?
Incredible job. I did, yeah. So I just poured myself some French press. I always make French press coffee. I don't even own a coffee machine. And that was in my old apartment. I could get one now, but in my old apartment, I had basically no counter space. So I decided to just get a French press instead and learn how to make French press coffee. And now I just don't want to go back.
Okay, that's fine. No, French press is good. It's good. It's not a bad choice.
Hi,
Yuki Bear.
And what tea are you drinking today?
I like to go with an English breakfast. That's my favorite. I've had so much chamomile recently because I was sick over the past week.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, but I'm done with that. I went through like an entire box, and now we're back to English breakfast.
Good.
Thanks, Ryan. Okay. He's still quiet. You're still quiet on mine.
I'm still quiet. Okay.
I'm just turning up a bit.
Make sure we get that.
Turn him up. Turn him up some more. A bit higher. Sounds pretty good. Hi,
Noah! And so this is our first episode, right, of Sidequest Cafe, our new show, which is about JRPGs.
Because we both enjoy them, and we like talking about them, and we want to explore more of them together, and we realize there are games that we both really like RPGs that we both really like that neither of us have played before, like the other one hasn't played, and
there's a lot of because your favorite RPG is Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yes. Actually no. Oh. My favorite game is Paper Mario, and that's an RPG. That's right. Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door are like the first, and then Kingdom Hearts is like right under that.
Yeah, everybody says Thousand Year Door. That's what I always hear. And believe it or not, I've never played a Paper Mario game.
Yeah, so we're gonna make him.
Yeah, so you're gonna. But you also haven't played my favorite game of all time, which is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I've never played 7. Yeah.
So you've played Final Fantasy before, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I've played through all of 10 like a couple times, and like I'm really excited for 15. And he's had more time to do research on 15 than I have, so there are a couple things that I'm not gonna know yet. So we're gonna explore that too.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be talking about some of the videos. If you guys haven't really caught up on too much of it, there's a lot on the Final Fantasy 15 YouTube channel. Not only the trailers and stuff, they're doing a lot of gameplay trailers, story trailers. They're doing like a huge marketing campaign for this, which has included a full release movie, Kingsglaive, which we watched
together. We did the movie night together.
Yeah, and that was really fun. But for anybody who missed it, we had both of our communities in. We did a movie night on Rabbit and Discord. It was really fun. We checked it out. And I really liked that movie. I really enjoyed it. And like with Final Fantasy movies, it always feels really hit or miss. Where like, I don't know if you ever saw the very first Final Fantasy like CGI movie, Spirits Within.
I don't know if I saw one of them. I saw one of the old ones. I think it was one of the versions of 7. Like, what were they doing? I don't know.
Advent Children.
Yeah, I think I saw Advent Children, and I was like, okay.
That one's probably really confusing if you haven't played 7.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty confusing even if you had played 7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't really see how it related. I don't know.
Yeah. All the powers and like the thing is, 7 has a really really good but very very complicated plot, and trying to fit that into a whole like. I just don't think. I think that
to an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's not that long to get it together. So, not to mention, even if you were into 7, it was still kind of fan servicey. Like the story was okay, but it was like. So now we come to Kingsglaive, which serves as a prequel to Final Fantasy 15, and having neither of us obviously played 15 because it's not out yet, I still think it felt like a really complete movie that set up the world really well.
Yeah. No, it definitely, like, I really like how it's giving us background. So, like, when I play, what I'm really excited about is okay, first of all, quick side note. Hi, everybody in chat. I haven't said hi to. You're all really cute. I'm sorry, there are, like, a bunch of you, and I see all your names, like, Rainbow and Twiggy and everybody, and hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying hi to them before.
Yeah, no, I said hi to a bunch. I just have more coming in. Just in case, if I'm missing, hi to you guys. No, I'm seeing you. We'll try to get to comments when we can. I think that's an important thing to note.
Yep. And we're gonna have a whole like section for chat, so you guys definitely feel free to join in the conversation. along with chat as we go along.
Yeah.
We have the mods all present. And then we're also going to have a section during which we invite you guys. We're going to take some questions from chat and stuff.
Yeah, so we'll take questions.
Yeah.
So
Both
basically,
of us are very much like chat-based streamers, though. We'll be a little bit less focused on chat during the show.
Right, exactly. So what you guys should expect is like every other Monday, we want to just like talk and mess around like for like 2 hours and like chat about RPGs and stuff like that. So it'll be a couple hours, and then we'll both like have our streams and like be playing through whichever RPG is at the time.
Exactly. So we're gonna be picking an RPG each time. It's almost like a book club, right? It's almost like a book club for RPGs. We're gonna pick an RPG to play. Cause we're both variety casters. We play multiple things throughout the week. But you and I both almost always have a JRPG going on. I just finished FF6.
Yeah, almost
You're
always.
Playing Kingdom Hearts again.
Yeah, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts. So like the difference is if there's another game like when oh my God, Breath of the Wild. What is it?
Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild. I was like, why am I
The new
thinking
Zelda?
Breath of Fire? I was like, what the heck is that? Yeah, then when the new Zelda comes out, I will be playing that. And if it's not quite RPG, but again, like we'll always try to make sure that there's something RPG related that one of us is doing that we can always come back to and chat with.
Exactly.
Chat about
and
with
you guys. Are welcome to play along with. Like, if you guys want to start, whoever else is getting Final Fantasy 15 tomorrow. Feel free to join in this conversation because when we link up, 2 Mondays, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be wanting to talk about our experiences in the game so far.
Yeah,
if we're not done by then, we don't know how long it is.
Yeah, yeah, we're not sure how long this game is actually gonna take us, so we're gonna be doing this for a while. So we'll have some good conversations about it. Like, so it'll be cool because we get to check in during the progress of the game and see how each other's doing, and it's really fun actually when you're talking with somebody and you realize like you're liking the same things, but sometimes it's for different reasons. Like I've found that trend in my chat with some of my viewers before. We both like are in love with the same game, but we're like, I hate this element of it, love this one, and the other person feels like the opposite. So I'm really curious to see how you and I go through, like especially with 15 since it's new for the both of us, and see like how what we think.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what I like, is we have very differing personalities and very differing perspectives on games and what we like about games.
Right.
And I think a lot of that is even shown in the fact that your favorite is Kingdom Hearts because you know that like I am so picky about story and I was like, but we're gonna try to convert me on Kingdom Hearts though.
Well, right? the thing is, he's got me, and I have gotten to the point in the Kingdom Hearts lore where I can at least I'm good at summing up. Like I'm good at big picture stuff. I get that from Mama Fu, so like good. I can. God, oh my God, Talon, please get out of here. He's making fun of my Breath of Fire comment.
Hi, Talon.
So I can help kind of keep you clued into what's going on with the Kingdom Hearts universe. There's a lot to unfold there. There's a lot to unfold, and you're gonna have to either play some side games or at least watch some cutscenes, or else you're gonna be like, I don't get what this part means. I don't get why this is happening. But there are answers for most things, and it should be like enough answers to like keep you like, okay, fine. I'm terrible describing stuff. Come on! I know I'm pretty bad. Sometimes I can do it.
Right. Yo, Talon, and now Talon's in my chat. Everybody give some love to Talon, and please get a cast command for Talon as well. Talon. He's awesome. He speedruns Sonic Adventure 2 and is crazy good at it. He plays other stuff too, right?
Yeah, well, he's been taking a break from streaming for a little while, especially with school. He's been doing school and some work on the side, which is cool.
Well, please give him a follow from when he gets back to it from his break. But so other stuff we're going to be talking about during the course of the show. We plan on continuing this for like this foreseeable future. We want to get together every 2 weeks, talk JRPGs, and other games we'll probably be covering are other games in the Final Fantasy franchise. Of course, we mentioned Kingdom Hearts, the Mario RPGs we mentioned earlier. I definitely, like we said, I need to play Paper Mario. I need to play Thousand Year Door. And I know that there were a couple of Mario and Luigi games that we both haven't played.
Yes, I haven't played any of them.
Really? I thought you said you played one of them. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong.
I mean, I've played Mario RPG. I've just never played Mario and Luigi stuff.
Superstar Saga was really good too.
That's what I hear.
Super Mario RPG is all it's called on Super Nintendo, right?
Yes.
That's all. That's all.
Superstar Saga is a Mario and Luigi game.
Yeah, that's the first Mario and Luigi game, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, those are all good. They're really funny. kind of the spiritual successors to the Paper Mario franchise, since
Right.
Paper Mario kind of spun off differently.
Yeah, well, no, it's Mario. Yeah, Mario RPG split off into Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Sorry.
much.
Okay, maybe
Pretty
I just rephrased. Somebody asked, are there going to be more people going to be part of Sidequest Cafe? And yes, we will have guests on from time to time to help us talk about some games, like, you know, depending on which game we're playing through, and you know, if they have some good insight to offer. And there are a lot of like people out there who love RPGs just like we do, so we want to have them join us. So yeah, there will be other people who join us from time to time, but it'll mainly be us, and we wanted to start with just us as well.
Yes, definitely.
I know, waving at everybody in there. Hi, everybody.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm like quietly waving to people as they come in and chat.
Also got a sub. Thank you, Lucina. You're the best.
Lucina?
Thank you so much. Okay.
So getting to Final Fantasy 15, we did a little bit of homework, right?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of got caught up, and I don't think I even realized how much. Okay.
There's a lot to it already.
Excited for this. Can I just I wasn't at all about this game leading up to this? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a longtime Final Fantasy fan, and I've been playing since 7. It was the game that like got me into JRPGs as a kid on the PlayStation. I had to have been like 9 when I first played this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember playing it like right when it came out. And so longtime Final Fantasy fans, we've kind of seen the franchise evolve a lot. We've seen it go from this semi-turn-based, the ATB system, to all of a sudden it became like this sort of linear. It used to be more of like an open world, at least when I got on. In the really early days, it was also linear. They kind of returned to linearity, but they did it in a different way. It's becoming more and more cinematic. It's becoming more and more third person.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, when I started, by the time I started gaming, and like we're like really close in age.
Yeah.
But like by the time I started gaming, getting into RPGs, it like there was no ATB stuff. So like I didn't play like my first time playing through a game like that was Chrono Trigger like this past year.
Oh,
I was like, how do I do this kind of battle? I don't know how to do this kind of battle.
It's got to be weird getting into ATB for the first time.
Yeah.
I honestly remember when I first brought home Final Fantasy VII, being like, wait, how did I make that menu come up?
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand. To be fair, I was a kid, but it took me a minute to realize I had to wait for this bar to fill up, and I didn't really understand why I had to wait for the bar to fill up.
Dude, I didn't get it this year for a while. It's fine.
What's that?
I didn't get it like this year for a while. It's okay.
Yeah, right. Like it's got to be confusing.
Yeah.
But like I was sitting there like, why can't I just press circle to attack? Why do I have to select my attack from the menu and then select a dude? Why can't I just run up to him and hit square or something, right?
Yeah.
Until later on, you get like a million spells and abilities, and you start figuring, okay, well, I did need this, and you know, you get your speed up, so the ATB starts feeling faster.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you catch
on. Yeah, exactly. But like leading into Final Fantasy 15, they seemingly ditched all this and gone for a more like real time, sort of, very much more Kingdom Hearts, but even more cinematic, right?
Yeah.
And
which is going to be interesting. Honestly, that was one of the first things that made me go, oh, maybe I really want to play this one. They're like, using Kingdom Hearts tactics? I am in.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It was like, so, and I think that we kind of see, with your interest in it, why they decided to do this, because Final Fantasy has, for a long time, been like kind of niche. It kind of settled back into a niche. It got mainstream for a little bit after 7 launched.
Yeah.
And then it slowly settled back down into niche. 10 got really big. Now the series has been kind of confused because they were like, all right, these two are MMOs for whatever reason, you know.
Yeah, that kind of pulled me out of it as well.
So I think they really had to do something pretty out there to get everybody interested, and they started doing that. They really started putting a lot of effort into Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Coming
in with this movie that we watched, the anime series that accompanies it, all the trailers they've been doing. Florence and the Machine is involved. Like this is a
cool
project. How excited was that? Like when I saw that, okay, it was really excited to watch Florence and the Machine talk about video games.
Yeah.
You know, she described it as like this epic series, and I was like, damn right, Florence, you get into these games.
I mean, and you're right, and like you're right once again about the whole like cinematic thing. Like that's what, you know, you would expect that in a movie. You're like, oh, this you know, musician made, or this band like made a song for this movie, and like now they're doing it for the game because they're just, I don't know, because of the style of this Final Fantasy like specifically, and
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool.
It's almost like more realistic than other Final Fantasies, but
like
that
a
actually
hybrid.
doesn't feel out of place.
Yeah, I feel like the Uncanny Valley thing. Does everybody know what that is? Hopefully, you know the Uncanny Valley. It's like when something is too close to being human, but it's not quite human. It's kind of like creepy. I think like A, we're getting kind of used to that with CGI, and B, it's like done well enough, but still showing that like I don't know. It's I think they're doing a good job making it look both realistic, but also like these are characters, where it's not making us uncomfortable. So it's just like a good looking experience.
They found a really good balance of realistic and stylized that makes it not feel too uncomfortable. The car even seems to fit, and like that was one of the things we kept laughing about during the movie night. It was like Final Fantasy 15 brought to you by Audi.
Well, look, dude. Okay, the car looked like super realistic.
It looked a little unsettlingly realistic, and some of the people in chat, some of the more like car enthusiasts, were saying that it looks exactly like a real life Audi.
Yeah.
And apparently they made a couple, like only a handful of these cars that they drove in the game.
Yeah.
So they've kind of gone all out. This is like the kind of stuff we normally see from Call of Duty that they're putting into the effort of an RPG launch.
Or again, like a movie. That advertising.
Can you like that's such like a Hollywood thing?
Yeah.
And like not even to complain really, it's just interesting that Square Enix is pumping this much into a hardcore JRPG, because when you get down into like it may have that more like real-time cinematic kind of gameplay, but like watching all of the trailers, watching all the movies and stuff that they put together, this is definitely a Final Fantasy world.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
it is
like, hey, let's just cash in on everything. It feels very legit.
Yeah. It's obviously really well thought out if they're going to put out like multiple videos and a movie and all this stuff. It's great. Like what's really nice about that is you're seeing the intense amount of effort, and this does not excuse the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 is delayed. This does not excuse it for me. I don't care how much effort they put in. But you could still, it's just there's so much good background that it seems like they've been trying to build for this, that it should in theory feel like a really complete world when you play through it.
Yeah, it really does. It does. That's exactly what I like so much. And going into the trailers and going into like Kingsglaive, which we'll start talking about in a sec, was how fleshed out this world feels, and things like a prequel movie coming out before the game, not afterwards, to cash in on it.
Yeah,
that really, not like they're not cashing in on it. I don't think there's any way to watch that movie for free. But anyway, about Kingsglaive. So this followed the story of, obviously, Lars Ulrich, also known as Nix Ulrich. It was Jesse Pinkman as a yet another black garbed emo boy, when he was like everybody else, he was super badass.
Okay, I like your description.
Yeah, I'm trying to sum up as best as possible for anybody that wasn't there.
Oh yeah, trying to. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to sum it up as best I can. But basically, this followed the story of one of the Kingsglaive, which is, they're kind of like the elite soldiers of the good guys. But we got kind of an interesting perspective where they weren't necessarily the best. There was a little bit of political gray area where a lot of the people that served them, like the sub kingdoms of, I can't remember what the good guys are called, the non-empire guys, right? But they weren't that happy with the king, right? Because like he took their homes under his umbrella against their will.
Yeah. And
now they're kind of wrapped up in this war that isn't really theirs.
Yeah.
But either way, you can kind of see that the nobility, and we follow the nobility in the game, they kind of have their hearts in the right place, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell. Well, no, the Kingsglaive, but yes.
Yeah, not always within the Kingsglaive.
Yeah, not always within the Kingsglaive.
Not necessarily the immediate, but like the royalty, the ruling class, they actually seem to be pretty good eggs.
Yeah, they're just. It's funny because you can tell that they're in a very, very trying time, and a lot of times it brings out either the best or the worst in people, and you can tell in this instance it was one of those cases where the king was very much like, I am doing whatever I can to protect this thing that I have.
Right. And we haven't
so
really
it's like bringing out the best in him.
Yeah, it really was. I think that if you watch, did you get to watch any of Brotherhood?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, you're really gonna like Brotherhood when you get to watch it.
I was working on all that stuff.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So Brotherhood is a 5-part anime series that they also release in conjunction to it. Unlike Kingsglaive, it's totally free to watch. It's on YouTube. It's on the Final Fantasy 15 channel.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm excited for the game after watching it. You should be excited to watch it. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just pumped to like get to catch up a little bit. But I was looking at some of the characters and stuff.
Yeah. So the main character of 15 is Noctis.
Yeah.
False Fruit in my chat says you're awesome, Gun Fu.
False Fruit! Hi,
False Fruit!
What's up?
But so the game itself follows Noctis, who is the prince, and supposedly now king, and that's kind of up in the air. I kind of wonder if that's true, but we saw in Kingsglaive the events that led to his father being killed, right? And that kind of set up the whole premise where, and they set it up really early in Brotherhood that Noctis is away at a wedding with kind of his bodyguard entourage,
right?
Which includes Ignis, who's kind of like his butler, sort of. He's like his state appointed, but he is royalty, and they treat him like as such. And then his bodyguard, who's called the King's Shield, and his best friend, and that kind of sets up the 4 traveling companions. They are out at a wedding somewhere in a neighboring country, when the whole coup happens and the Empire strikes back and supposedly kills King Regis. They falsely report that Prince Noctis is dead, but the Empire's still hunting him, so they know that that's not true.
Right.
And that's kind of where we start, is him finding out that like all this fell out, them kind of just hitting the road, and for some reason they're going to go see the girl in the tower, Luna Freya.
Yeah.
I don't really know why that's their goal, but they have to go see Lady Luna.
Yeah, well, it's because she's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I really like her.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually.
Her, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy's always been really good at like including lots of corruption, lots of like high up corruption, and like backstabbing. It's just like any example of Final Fantasy I've ever like delved into.
Definitely.
Yeah, because of the marriage. Yeah.
Political.
Weren't they going to? Wasn't she involved in the marriage? Luna?
Her and Noctis are supposed to get married.
Yeah, so wouldn't that be like why they're seeing her?
They are betrothed to each other, but what exactly her power is and her ability to... It might just be that her state is not under Empire control, and so they have to get there for safety, and then try to launch a counterattack. But they definitely are kind of like, in Brotherhood at some point, they're like, yo, we're going to go storm the Empire, right? They're like, just the 4 of us? And they're like, yeah, don't be a sissy. Because it's a Final Fantasy game, I guess, and that's just what you do.
Yeah.
Like 4 people. I do kind of wish that there were more playable characters. As much as I really like the dynamic of the 4, I wish there were more, because I'm used to, in Final Fantasy, like, when you play through 10, I'm sure you saw, Final Fantasy traditionally... Sorry?
6 or 7, or, yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple playable characters.
Yeah.
And you pick them up as you go, right? That's
right, instead of starting. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very different on this one, where we're starting out with all 4 of our playable characters, and they're going to be the characters that we play as far as we can tell throughout the whole game, right?
Yeah. Bring back Seymour. Oh God. Okay.
To be fair, Moinks in my chat brings up Bravely Default, and Bravely Default kind of did the same, where very quickly you introduce all 4 of your characters, and it's just those 4 throughout the whole game.
Oh, okay. That's one that I need to play.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really fun game.
Yeah, no plot spoilers.
Really, really good game. Yeah, I won't. But very early on, you get all 4 of your characters. I don't think you really diverge much from them. And 4 kind of seems to be the same way. Maybe a little bit of a return to form for super old school Final Fantasy, where like Final Fantasy 1, you picked your 4 characters, and that was your starting party.
Yeah.
They didn't even really have characters or dialogue or anything.
Yeah. Well, they tried Setsuna, so it looks like they're trying to, like, mix old with new right now. So that probably is a reason, part of the reason why they're picking that.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some recurring themes, even though they are diverging from what I knew Final Fantasy as. A lot of the elements are still there. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of backstabbing. Final Fantasy games are always like very political, and like it's always like some form of world politics, and there's almost always an evil empire of some sort that's conquering other nations.
Yeah.
That's a major focus in this one. I think this is really the first time. I think it's the first time we're any kind of royalty. there have always been royal playable characters, but never
Yeah.
so much main character.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think there are a couple
know,
other games like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of specifically Final Fantasies where
Yeah, no, I don't know about Final Fantasy stuff.
yeah, you were so like oftentimes it was with other Final Fantasies. It's hard to say for 6 there was no main character. In 7 you're a nobody. In 8 you're a nobody. In 9 the main character is a nobody who falls in love with royalty.
Yeah.
In 10 you're a nobody who basically falls in love with royalty.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I don't know something about 12 or 13. I think 12 and 13 they might be a little bit more like ruling class. That might be more of a new thing where you're like at the high level of the political intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like obviously Noctis has assassins out to get him and stuff, and
Right.
but anyway, this has created a really cool dynamic between the characters, I think.
Yeah. I agree. Well, I mean, it's good because they're. I mean, again, everybody seems like super established, so it'll help us like really connect with them over time. You know, part of like what I like about Final Fantasy stuff is that they're good about creating characters that are flawed, like the ones that you play as well. Like it's actually one of the best things to see because you see like a lot of movies. It's kind of like how I feel about Studio Ghibli films. Ooh, still a little bit of.
No, that's alright. Take it down.
Woo.
The Studio Ghibli films are often like very flawed characters, you were saying, and
yeah, pretty
like they're
much.
not perfect. They're not like these Mary Sue characters that start off with no growing to do, right?
Right. Usually you see like the flaw like immediately, and like you can see that like pretty early on with the the last Final Fantasy game I played. I mean, I played 10 kind of recently.
Yeah, with Tudis.
With Tudis. I mean, Tudis, you're like, oh god, you know, he's got his ego, and then like Waka's like so super stubborn, and then like Lulu's really closed off, and then like you see everybody's like flaws coming out, but it still makes them like in a way relatable, and it makes them diverse, and it makes them dynamic, and I think that Final Fantasy's done a good job of stuff like that.
Big time. I see this coming out a lot in these characters, and and you'll definitely see what I mean when you watch Brotherhood, because it's about the 4 playable characters.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But Noctis is very much a budding hero. He's kind of reluctant to accept this, and he's still coming to terms with things like, as far as he knows, and I still don't know if this is true or not. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up not being true. But as far as we know, the king is dead, right? Like we saw that happen in Kingsglaive.
Yeah.
I think that means he's definitely dead. It's Final Fantasy, anything can happen, but he's kind of coming to terms with the fact that his father's dead, and the fact that he's not ready to step into the role of king. Like he knows that he has really big shoes to fill. People keep reminding him he has really big shoes to fill, and he's just like, he's a teenager. He's not really ready to step up to the challenge. He sleeps all day. That's like one of his like major character points is that any chance he gets, he's sleeping. He's doted on by his royal servants. Like he's gonna be a rich spoiled brat.
Yeah, he's gonna seem a little spoiled. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, I was reading the description for him, and then hearing you say the same stuff. Like it's kind of reminding me of, again, I haven't played, so you can confirm this or not. But when I play Kingdom Hearts and you see Cloud, he seems like really, really dark and emo. And I've had somebody be like, no. He's definitely a bit of a lighter character, trying to act like he's cool when he's really not.
Yes.
And it seems like Noctis is kind of along the same lines. Like he's trying to act like he's like got all his shit together, like trying to act like he's all that, but he's like not doing the best.
Yeah, definitely. He's very cocky, he's very aggressive. But he only seems to have developed that like recently. In any flashbacks, he tends to be very like shy, reserved, and he's like very cynical. Okay. He's both cynical and ungrateful, in my opinion.
Yay.
He has like 7 dads, and he doesn't like thank any of them for anything. Like there's this whole subplot about Ignis, who's possibly my favorite out of the 4. Ignis is like first and foremost Prince Noctis's caretaker, and like when Noctis goes off to school in like high school, he goes to more or less boarding school, and Ignis basically breaks into his house and like cleans it up for him, and then starts cooking for him, and like does all his laundry and sewing, and he has this whole plot where he's like just trying to remake this one dessert Noctis had as a kid, and he can never quite get it right.
Oh no!
it was such a touching plot, but like Noctis never seems to say thank you or like appreciate him. But at the very like it's not the end of the series, but there is one point where he finally just says like, if I was doing this alone, I probably wouldn't have made it. So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
And then Gladio says, yeah, it's about time you thanked us. And so I think we're seeing at the very beginning Noctis starting to understand how important his friends are to him, starting to understand what people do for him. He's learning to become a king and be humble.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at this, obviously kings don't have to be humble. But you see King Regis, and remember we all liked King Regis during Kingslave. He was
right. So like you especially if you have the Kingslave background, you would hope that like he could potentially like live up. I mean, you're gonna place these expectations like as just like everybody else is. We now have expectations based on what we know about his father to be like, okay, kid, you gotta step up and like rise to the challenge and get over yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if like that's actually delivered in the game.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I really want to see that character development, and that character development really reminds me strongly of Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. Okay. I know it's a game you haven't played, but basically Squall's like generally one of the least well-regarded Final Fantasy protagonists ever. People hated him, and I think a major reason for that was in the beginning and for a majority of the game, he's kind of like a whiny emo, like he's just like he's not whiny. He's very, very cynical. He doesn't like other people, and we're very much privy to his inner thoughts throughout the whole game.
Okay.
Throughout the whole game, he's constantly thinking to himself. He's a real introvert. He doesn't like other people. He's a loner, lone wolf, etc. Mm-hmm. And Noctis seems to be that way, but mostly because of his royal upbringing, where he's just like never had a moment to himself. He doesn't really have many friends.
Yeah.
He doesn't really understand how to make friends as royalty.
Okay. Okay.
But at the same time, they go out of their way to show little bits of him getting better. Mm-hmm. Little bits of him growing up. Little bits of him accepting other people into his life, showing some humility.
Well, I mean, that might be good for like these main four characters then, because you're going to see him probably be the most open with them. So like that's the best way to kind of like get into his head and really like explore that part of him, is to like see him around the people he's comfortable with. I mean, that's when you get to see the best sides of people, or the most immature. yeah,
he's kind of helped along with this. The supporting cast is really good because you have such different personalities that have different ways to guide him, and he's kind of got, as much as he's like out on the road and cut off from everything he knew and loved, he's got a little bit of each element that he needs to maintain a life. He's got his doting caretaker.
It's called the strategist. The strategist.
Yeah, we've got his strong, buff, angry uncle, and we have his idiot best friend to keep him company. I do wish you had seen Brotherhood, because I really wanted to talk about. So I won't spoil too much for you, but I really wanted to talk about. I can't remember his best friend's name. He's got a goofy name.
Prompto. Yeah.
Prompto, that's it. Prompto.
Yeah.
Prompto is a really interesting little subplot that, like, I think I liked, but his Brotherhood subplot was very interesting.
Okay.
I won't spoil too much, but
I was gonna say, share what you want to share.
Okay, he starts out basically thinking he's not good enough to be the prince's friend, so he literally waits until they're adults.
Aww.
Like, he basically like gets a letter from I think Luna Freya. I couldn't really tell who this character was. But she basically was like, "Hey, thanks for being Prince Noctis's friend." And he's like, "I'm not really his friend, but she's counting on me to be his friend because he doesn't have any." So he improves himself. Like he Prince Noctis says one thing to him that freaks him out and makes him think that he's not good enough to be his friend. And so he spends the next 5 years getting his shit together so he can be his friend. And then I don't know, it's definitely put Procto in a new light for me, because without that background, he's just an annoying little sidekick.
Okay, I'm getting some comments that Prompto is the worst name. I don't necessarily disagree with you there, because it's really not a good name.
It's pretty bad.
They have to make fun of his name. Yeah, you can't not make fun of that name.
No, yo, let's go, Prompto.
I know, that's the thing. You're like, oh, geez, they're gonna like yell at him to be prompt all the time.
Yeah, I do like, one thing I liked is in the closed captioning, Brotherhood was all in Japanese. I don't know if there was an English dub option and I just missed it, but it seemed to all be in Japanese. And in the subtitles, Prompto refers to Ignis as Iggy, which I really liked.
Oh, that's cute. I like nicknames.
Yeah, I like Iggy. I don't know what he's gonna call Gladio, but I hope it's not Gladdy.
Okay.
No,
that'd be too much of a cop-out, though.
I think I might have seen it once or twice during the closed captioning. It's hard to remember.
Okay.
It was all in Japanese, but
okay.
But anyway, so Gladio has an interesting relationship to Noctis that you'll see.
Okay.
So Gladio kind of had he really hated Noctis when Noctis was a kid because he was a little shit.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah, he was even from an early age. He was like I think he's referred to as the King's Shield. So he's basically like elite bodyguard to the royal family.
Right, yeah. So it's like his job. It's just like you have to protect someone that you don't necessarily like. So you're just like, right. Oh, fuck.
And so all of them seem to be really into the royal family. I don't think there's really any dissent in there. I don't think any of them are unhappy with the royalty. They all seem to really admire the royal family, except Gladio hates Noctis. But he's like for his duty in his country, he still serves them as best he can. And then Noctis as a kid does something to kind of earn his respect, and you start to see where that relationship developed, and now Gladio doesn't hate him. But he also is like his trainer, and you can see how Noctis learned how to fight.
Yeah.
When Noctis fights, it's ridiculous.
In what way?
Like, so you know how in Kingsglaive it was very like teleport daggery?
Yeah. Yeah.
Noctis basically has a teleport arsenal of every weapon, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really liked that. I think that's a cool like weapon style.
It was really cool. What they did with it in Kingsglaive was so amazing, and I can't wait to see it in gameplay.
Yeah, I want to see like how much they use that, or like how prevalent it is, because it looked like most of the Kingsglaive was killed off, so it's like who's left that has the ability to do that, and like because that power, because he had to borrow the power again to be able to like teleport in the first place.
Right, and so one of the big plot points that you were bringing up here is the fact that the power of the kingdom seems to all derive from the king. He seems to give his subjects power, because once the king dies, as we know happened in Kingsglaive, all of their powers get cut off until what's his name, Nyx Ulrich temporarily puts on the Ring of Kings, whatever that whole plot device is.
Yeah. Well, it's probably like a ring with power imbued into it, and then like kings from the past like add whatever their ancient power stuff is to it, and that's like what helps people like protect like their next, like their people, like helps the next kings protect their people.
Well, like, if they're unworthy, then the ring kills them instantly. And I think we see all throughout Brotherhood, Nyx is now wearing the ring, or he might be wearing a ring. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got him the ring.
Luna was supposed to have it. She had it, and then did she give it to?
Oh, maybe he has a different ring, but for whatever reason,
whether like she gave it to him at some point, if they met up, or if they haven't met up with her yet at all, then I don't know.
All throughout Brotherhood, they are fighting, but also all throughout Brotherhood, they're still going to see Lady Luna. They haven't seen her yet.
Okay.
And I know for a fact, like Procto, or not Procto, what's his name?
Ignis.
Progresso.
Okay.
Progresso keeps asking if he can meet her, so they clearly haven't like seen her yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that also just reminded me that she definitely is the one who asked Progdo or whatever to be his friend.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's this kind of cool plot device where the power of the kingdom sort of derives from the king. He keeps up the wall that surrounds the kingdom and keeps them safe. That's the wall they had to break down in order to invade the empire in Kingsglaive. And then on top of that, Noctis still seems to be able to summon weapons, as do all of his subjects. So that's probably part of the burden he's bearing, and I think maybe why he sleeps all the time.
Okay.
We do see that
that's
maintaining
interesting.
the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, maintaining the wall and giving his subjects power, I think, is taking a toll on the king.
Yeah.
Several times during the king's life, subjects remark on how he's doing. They're like, "Oh, his physical,
I'm sure it does
health
take
is
a toll on you. Yeah. I mean, in pretty much any, in any or most, I would say, let's say most examples of any kind of like sci-fi adventure thing where like somebody obtains this really immense power, it's gonna have some sort of side effect. Like there's always a side effect.
There's always a price.
Okay, so she was given the ring to give to Noctis. Noctis' friends have the same. Okay, so Noctis' friends have the same benefits as the Kingsglaive. So Noctis does have that is the same ring, I think.
Right. Although it doesn't really explain why the Kingsglaive power gets shut off when the king dies and why the princes do not. It might just be the fact that like you have to be part of the royal bloodline in order to use this power whenever.
That's what it seems like. Yeah. I mean, it's essentially like I think it's the bloodline, and that's like what makes you worthy. Or it's like, I mean, because Nyx was worthy enough to be able to borrow it for a day, because you have to have that. I think it's like a mixture of blood and then the like emotionally worthy. It's like you have to have the best intentions with it.
The kings like have to judge and that kind of makes me wonder like how do they appoint a new king if something happens? Is it all the same bloodline? Because it didn't really seem like it. It's like, what happens when you appoint a new king? Do you just like keep putting it on fingers until somebody's face doesn't melt?
Yeah, no, it's they don't melt. They start to turn into ash and fire, and then they kind of
they burst into flame and burn from within.
Yeah. Spontaneous combustion. Well, it's not spontaneous exactly.
Elections in this country are not the most uneventful events. Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of the teleport weapons, the teleport daggers, we know a little bit about where it comes from. I'm hoping that I'm sure they'll explore that quite a bit more and explain where all that comes from. But that seems to play into some of the action sequences in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
If you watch a lot of the trailers, there's a lot of him like throwing his dagger.
Yeah, I did see that.
So, like hit X and you teleport to them. That looks really cool. I'm not really sure how to do that. Because I now so far I played a little bit of the demo that's out on PS3. The like I forget what it's called. It's like the Dream, like Carbuncle Dream or something. I don't know. He's basically being guided. Noctis, who's always asleep, is being guided as a child through his dreams by the summon Carbuncle, and he, for whatever reason, doesn't have like half the abilities that I saw in any of the trailers. I think it's just to kind of get a feel for the engine.
Yeah, I think that's what it's about. Okay.
So we didn't really see a lot of the teleporting that I saw.
Yeah, so in the demo you weren't able to experience what you think we'll be able to do right now. And I know there's some people in my chat who already have the game and have started playing it, which is cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. Just, from outside the US and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm just really hoping that the combat is more challenging than it looked in in the demo, to be fair, enemies don't really fight back. Okay. So I'd have to imagine that it's harder in the actual game, right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it always is.
Like, yeah, it has to. There has to be some challenge.
Yeah, the Omen trailer.
Yeah, and one thing that we're definitely noticing is, or that I definitely noticed, is that there's a dodge roll and stuff. Like, there's a block, a parry, a dodge roll. Like, you have to.
That's very Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, right. It's like it's all of a sudden very actiony, whereas before it was. I think the last time. Actually, I can't really say because I didn't play 13, so I don't know if that was.
I didn't either. Yeah.
An RPG.
13's on my list for down the road.
Yeah, same, because they have them all on PC and stuff.
Okay, you can teleport in the demo. You just need to hit the end. Also, you can fight a harder enemy.
Oh, okay. Actually, okay, yeah, I didn't play all the way to the end. I'm going to be playing that on cast after this.
No timing involved for the dodging or attacking. Yeah, I was gonna test some stuff out.
Yeah, it's only like an hour or so long. It's not a very long demo.
Yeah. I might do that after this. We're going to figure out chat, we're going to figure out what we're going to play. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so
okay, now the dragon. Okay. Go ahead.
Overall, like, the engine does feel good.
Yeah.
It feels clunky. It's not like a pure action game. It's not as tight controls as like Dark Souls or whatever else.
Then again, you played the demo and you weren't playing the finished
Yeah.
finished version. So they could have maybe touched up on that. Hopefully they got some good feedback and were able to like
make whatever adjustments were needed. Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it
definitely.
so? It's on the PS3, the demo, not PS4.
No, it's on PS4. I might have said PS3 by
Oh,
accident.
you did. Okay.
Okay, no, it's PS4. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But the game in all the trailers, the game in the demo are freaking beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything that I've seen about it looks really good. It's not like I mean, it's not like perfect, but I mean, for this kind of like action game, because like I would say the graphics in like Until Dawn look better and more realistic in some ways, but that's because they're actually going for super duper realistic people. You're like, that's Hayden Panettiere, and like and also the way that the characters move are a bit more simplified for the most part. So in this, like, I think because it's more complicated, it's like I totally excuse any like slight lack in detail, but it's like for a game that's supposedly like this long and this involved, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, seriously, considering how acrobatic everything is, considering you're fighting from like a million different angles.
Exactly. Yeah, hey, I'm going to grab my controller, so I'm not going to be able to hear you for like 5 seconds. I just need to like grab this controller.
Well,
hey, I'm totally going to download the demo right now.
So Santa just said in chat, "Hi, Santa." Okay. So the car engine didn't feel very good when they had to push the car in that one part. Okay. Because at some point the engine does break down. Good jokes. Okay. Anyway, that does remind me, though. It does make me want to say, and please let me know what you think about this after you play the demo. But in the demo, there are little points where you can, like, turn into a car. And I don't know if that's like in the game, but the cars felt awful.
A lot smaller. Yeah, exactly, Sky.
They felt really, really bad, where I'm hoping the main game car is, like, 10 times better. Because even though the steering was fine, you would hit, like, the slightest bump and then just lose all control of your vehicle.
Oh,
like,
God.
I don't really know if that was to give you a feel for it, but I think that might change, because it was kind of obvious that the game was not changing the hitbox.
Yeah.
Because there are collectibles to pick up, and you have to drive through the dead center of them where, like, Noctis's invisible body is, even though he's, like, transformed into a giant truck now.
Okay.
Like, it was really weird. Keep in mind it takes place in a dream.
Yeah.
It's not that weird.
Okay, what's it called? The demo. What's the demo called?
Yeah, let me take a look. Let me look that up real quick. FF15 demo.
Guys, what's the demo called? I want to do it.
It's called Platinum Demo. It's called Platinum Demo, and if you just go to Final Fantasy 15 in the PlayStation Store, it's like right below that.
Oh, okay. Let me do that.
Free for download. It's like surprisingly big.
Okay.
Surprisingly big, but it at least gave us a feel for how Noctis controls.
Oh, there it is. Okay, awesome.
How the attacks go without much resistance from enemies. Like, I'll tell you right now, you can just mash through whichever weapon you want to use, and just mash through every single enemy in the demo.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited to try that. Okay, it's downloading the demo. Yeah. Okay, now I'll have that ready, guys. I'm just haven't had time. Excited. Dude, I wanted to catch up like a bit more with stuff like this, but it's just guys, art takes a while.
Yeah, we had a lot. We put a lot of effort going into this. Just the little bit that we have set up, and this is a work in progress. It's going to get even better as we go.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll see some like improvements over time and some stuff that we want to add in. That's what we got so far.
Oh yeah.
Stay hyped, get hyped. Playing Outlast after this? Fuck no. Yeah, to be fair, Until Dawn is built in a way that makes it so much easier to make stuff look good because you don't have to render. Yeah, that's kind of what. I mean, you phrased it better than I did, Amos Dragon, but that's like what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying the full game looks more fluid, and I think that's true.
I'm sure that's got to be the case. If not, like, then they did something wrong. You don't want to make a game look that good and then have it be like super clunky to play because people are. No. It would take away so much from the experience. So
yeah, it really would. And if you're doing like live combat parries and dodges and stuff, like, it better be pretty fluid. Mm-hmm. I will say, like, it doesn't feel much more clunky than, say, like, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts. I mean, it's the first game. Yeah, was not the best in terms of controls, but the amount of improvement they made between the first one and the second one was huge. And if they already, like, I don't know, replaying Kingdom Hearts 2, it feels pretty good. Like, it's only, I don't know. I only think it's like maybe slightly clunky, but overall, like it's
one is much more clunky than two, and this felt about on
feels
par
more
with
fluid.
one.
Yeah. So, oh really?
Yeah. So like I'm saying, still pretty clunky, but like we said, we're hoping that it's more fluid in the game.
So let's hope that this is the Kingdom Hearts 2 versus Kingdom Hearts 1 movement change.
Yes, but I really have to say, I was so, like I said earlier, not excited for this game, but you can tell probably as we're talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm pretty hyped for this after
Yeah.
watching all the videos and stuff.
Well, you're so connected now with everything.
Yeah, I really think that my lack of enthusiasm before was one, resistance to change, and I just didn't want Final Fantasy to be like an action game, and two, I just not knowing enough about the world.
Yeah, exactly. See, I love the idea of like the typical Final Fantasy style in terms of like gameplay and battles and everything. But then again, because I have all the exposure and fondness for the Kingdom Hearts series, or at least the main two games, and that gameplay style, like I was just like, I'm okay with this. Like, this wasn't a change that was really, it doesn't really bug me. If they only do this from now on, then I'll be like, oh, well, it'd be nice to have more of that turn-based again at some point. But I think it's just like, it's a cool change. Why not? I mean, they did, like the MMO style, so I actually prefer, I prefer this over the MMO style.
Oh, yeah, personally. I agree with that. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And to be fair, if this ends up being good, this gives me a little bit more faith for the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I've been doubtful of from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's going to be worried about stuff like that. Anytime they're remaking anything, like Beauty and the Beast, it's coming out soon. Yeah. You're like, but they got Emma Watson, so...
But they got Emma Watson, yeah.
So it should be pretty good. It's like you can tell when a company is paying attention to remaking a product.
Yes.
So they know that it's like their most popular Final Fantasy. I mean, the most talked about Final Fantasy game. So like they're
gonna try to do it right at least.
Yeah, you would hope so.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try to have some faith. I'm so nerdy and protective of my game. Mm-hmm. 7 is just my end all, my be all. But also with Final Fantasy 15, one thing I really like they're bringing back to that sort of older style of Final Fantasy is I really think we're going to see more open world here.
Yeah.
If you take a look at all the gameplay trailers, it shows so much of this expansive world that they've really obviously put a lot of work into.
Yeah.
And one thing I really like about Square Enix games is usually the amount of side questing there is to do and optional content.
Yeah, I like that.
Did you happen to watch the gameplay trailer of the Chocobo riding?
Oh no, not the Chocobo one! I didn't see that one yet. Oh shit!
It looks so good. I mean, that was like one of my hypest videos that I saw last night. Out of all the hype I was generating for myself last night.
Hang on, I got it. I'm gonna watch it with. I'm gonna just put it on the background with no audio, just so I can see it.
Okay.
Apparently, with the 7 remake, by the way, it says that they're trying to go for an episodic format. That seems kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's a really blatant, like, cash grabby kind of move where it's like, no, we want to remake 7, but we don't want to remake a full game. We're gonna re-release this one game, and like they're saying it's because it's like such an undertaking, but immediately when you start saying we're gonna release this episodically, progressively, I start to think of 2 series that did that. One is Half-Life, which was never finished, and is possibly just never being finished.
Probably.
And the second is kind of the opposite, which is the Telltale games, which almost released way too many.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like did it get like old for people? I know people who really enjoy the Telltale series, but I feel like I just see it kind of like die down after a while.
Yeah, no, me too.
And them running on the Chocobo, it's cute.
Yeah, the Chocobo movement looks really, really fun.
It looks really good.
Insert Titus laugh here. But it's kind of funny in Final Fantasy, even if it's not being released episodically from the get-go, we can pretty much already guarantee that there are going to be follow-ups to this game. Just like Final Fantasy 13 had 13-2 and Lightning Returns, and just like 12, I think, is getting a follow-up or something, or a re-release. I don't know. We're like...
Okay.
There's no such... And 10-2, of course, came out. I don't think there's any way we don't get, like, a 15-2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shocked if we
now
don't
that they've
get
already worked so hard to make any new engines for it and like design all the stuff and have like the world's created. So I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I'm sure
I'm
they'll
down
do
to
that.
explore this world.
Yeah.
I'm down to get into this one.
Yeah.
But one of the things I really liked about the Chocobo video is a little spoiler warning for you for that video. It ends on them fishing. It's
Yeah,
the
I see
Chocobo
that.
and fishing trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like rides a Chocobo over to a little fishing shack. So we're getting kind of
I'm watching that right now.
Zelda mini games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like think about how much bigger. I think that making a game feel big and making a world feel big is so much less about geography and way more about just putting in a variety of things to do.
Yeah.
And that's where the criticism came from for 13, where it was just like progress the main quest. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
In this game, they're obviously putting
people like messing around. They really do, and they're like, "Oh, I can get another item from doing this thing. I'm gonna do it." Like, it's funny because I know a lot of people who love games that are like collectathons, and I know some people who hate collectathons. But at the same time, when you have all this like open world stuff, and you have all these like do a mini game, get an item, it feels like it's just like a more complicated version of like collectathons. But people actually love that, even though yeah.
Like, think about how rewarding that is. If you just, like, stop and go, okay, I guarantee there's going to be some legendary you get from some legendary item that you get from fishing. I guarantee there's going to be some boss you have to fish up.
Yeah.
Like, think about all the cool stuff you're going to get for stopping and going out of your way to make a pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And one thing that's always good about Final Fantasy games is they're an adventure. They're always a journey that starts at one point and is going to end somewhere really, really far away. True with pretty much every JRPG.
Yeah.
But this game is more than anything like a road trip with this weird little family you have.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And think about how cool it is going to be to stop every so often, get out. Like, what kind of road trip? Have you ever done a road trip where you were like, let's set out for a road trip, but all you did was just drive for like 3 days straight? Like, that's...
No, you never do that. You have to take breaks. Yeah, because I remember, like, I've driven across country with friends, and you gotta take breaks, man. At the very least, do you think you'll have to get gas in this game?
I really hope not. I hope it's not that. It looks like there's a mechanic character, but I think she might serve some kind of plot purpose.
Okay.
I think this car's gonna be like indestructible and perfect.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
That'd be pretty funny.
I think the first thing I might do is like try to off-road it into one of those giant like whatever those are, those giant like rhinoceros dudes.
And I'm gonna be one of those people who's like, I gotta stay on the road. Obey the laws of the road.
Oh, you do have people in your chat are saying you do have to get gas.
You do? You do. It's an important part. That's
actually
great.
kind of awesome.
Gas is not bad. Are the prices okay? Are they gonna jack the prices up? Probably.
Yeah. You're gonna start charging like real life money to keep
like, gas. They confirmed this is a standalone story. There will be no sequels. Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, I actually like that. And then 12 is getting a remaster.
Oh, it's just a remaster. Okay, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, okay. You can still get spin-offs. Okay. Interesting.
I really want to play 12.
Yeah.
I haven't played 12 and 13 are the two story-based ones I haven't played. I'm thinking about getting back into 14 because that game is actually a really good MMO.
Yeah. Okay.
It had a pretty good story, by the way.
Okay.
But anyway, one of the things I'm liking about it, and another thing that's given me faith for upcoming projects like the Final Fantasy VII remake, is that, in my opinion, the voice acting in this game is like really freaking good.
Yeah, I know it's not like top notch in 10, but they definitely have been making vast improvements each time, you know?
Yeah. It's hard to forget that 10 was as far back as PlayStation 2 when voice acting in JRPGs was fresh.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, but especially like I've seen Kingslave and stuff, you can just tell that they're putting an effort on all fronts. So they're Yeah, I of course appreciate good voice acting because it's something that I do with my games a lot. So I'm going to be judging this pretty hard.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like when it's going to be the first time in a long time I'm playing a Final Fantasy game that I get to take a break on the voice acting because I'm playing old enough ones that I'm voicing all the characters.
Yeah, I do that too.
I'm pretty excited to just sit back and let them chat and see exactly what these interactions are because they're not awful.
Yeah.
Because like if they were really awful and cringy, that'd be a whole other story.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Can I turn it off?"
Yeah, but when you do like a limited release tie-in game and you get Aaron Paul for your main character, they're obviously kind of giving a shit here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, Cindy's the girl. Wait, Cindy's the girl with a lot of cleavage, right? The one that
Who?
they're like, this is like in the news. Somebody posted it in my chat. Wait, there's something in my. That's the one that was posted in my.
Oh, the mechanic girl.
Yeah, the mechanic that you
Yeah.
see. Yeah, she's the one who's like, hey guys.
I was trying to, because there's like maybe 2 or 3 female characters. They don't really. That's one thing that they might have
Lots of babs.
not mixed up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I believe that's Cindy.
Yeah. and I think that's a
Female
downside.
Sid. Okay. Yeah.
She's the female Sid. Oh, Cindy. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Sydney. I'm sorry. I was saying it wrong.
Oh, Sydney. Oh, even better.
That's really funny.
Even better.
No, I'm just looking at chat for a sec. Oh,
Okay.
that 13 had bad voice acting.
Skykey is saying that there's a lot of female characters though, and that's good to hear because I'm going entirely based on trailers.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what that's what I know, obviously, at the moment as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Luna Frey is gonna like play some huge role in the story.
She is a different voice actor than in the game than in the movie, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right? That's right, guys, right? Somebody told me that. So we'll see. Hopefully they have something similar enough that's good.
Yeah, definitely. I think I like so far from what I've seen in all the trailers and stuff, I have a lot of confidence. I have a lot of confidence in this.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I am optimistic. Like, of course, yeah. I think that they really wanted to make this good, which is why they're pushing it so much. They're like, look how hard we worked.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. Now, as far as for like game length, does anybody like people who are playing it, people who have the game already? Do you guys feel like you're anywhere near the end of the game? Like, how much have you put into it?
Yeah. Anybody in either chat? Have you guys? Anybody who has the game already and has been playing? Do you have a feel for how long it's like taking you or whatever?
Because I think I think Japan has had it a few days, or maybe not a few days early, but like yesterday maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. That's right, Sky. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I thought
40 to 50 hours. Oh, that's over 200 for everything. It seems like it's a pretty big game.
Wow. Okay. Well, 50 hours. Yeah, for main story. Okay.
Yeah, because like when I play Final Fantasies, I tend to do everything.
Okay. I do a lot. I don't like, I mean, again, some optional bosses, I'm like, if it's just there to be like incredibly difficult, I'm going to be like, no, fuck that shit. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I don't want to like spend my time getting salty. And I know some people do. I totally get why people do. And I have nothing against it. And I think it's awesome. But if I'm going to work really hard to beat something and I have to do it over and over and over, I'm just going to speedrun.
No, yeah, exactly. That's one thing I wanted to criticize. I really like hard games. I really like a challenge. One of my favorite series is Dark Souls, which kicks your ass.
Yeah,
is like what it's
for you.
famous for. But oh, by the way, Molon Face, thank you for the 20 months. Sorry, right?
Oh, Mol, that's awesome.
Thank you, Mol. But oh my God, wait for the alert to stop playing. It totally interrupted my thought process.
No, that's okay.
Okay. I really like challenging games, but Square Enix tends to I don't know, with Kingdom Hearts 2, like the hard one with Sephiroth in the Coliseum, right? He was the super boss.
Yeah, he's in both. He's in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh, he isn't. Is it Kingdom Hearts 2 where he's like ridiculously hard?
I've heard he's harder in the first one than in the second one.
Oh, okay, in the first one.
If you play 2 Final Mix, the hardest one in that, people tend to agree is this armor you fight, which I just don't want to spoil anything for you.
Okay, yeah, it's been a long time since I played 2, so I don't.
Yeah, but this is 2 Final Mix. It's like an extra. They added this in. They added more fights that are more difficult. There's a whole slew of fights that they add in one area of the game that you can unlock. That's totally new, and they're all really difficult. And so I was like, I'm not gonna do these. And but yeah, it's just like a room of really hard fights that you can just do to prove that you can. But they're really, it's if you watch people like who are experienced at them, it's like really interesting. But yeah, one of them that would be the hardest fight in the game. Is like this armor that you fight.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to be going for those personally, whatever they end up being, because like 15 has to have those, right? Like I'm going to be really disappointed if.
Oh, they will. Of course they will. Yeah, if they added that many extra bosses in just for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, like they're gonna add stuff in for this. Yeah. They have to.
And I'm just gonna say, just pointing out right now that they've already shown off a lot of fighting the summons. And
Yeah.
the summons look awesome, by the way. They look so giant and huge and cool.
I'm excited.
And we already know that we're at least going to be fighting. Like, we saw Titan. Titan's a recurring summon in Final Fantasy.
Right.
That's always Earth Elemental. He's always basically a big naked dude.
Let's fight the big naked dude.
Yeah, fight the big naked dude.
I love it.
But, like, I do find it kind of interesting that some of these, like, Noxus's strategy in fighting this guy is to, like, hey, this giant's about to step on me. Better swing my sword at his foot. This is a good idea. Like, screw you, I'll show you. But anyway, seeing those levels of confrontations, I find it really difficult to believe there isn't going to be some giant super boss.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. There always is. Please return.
Always is.
Kujata?
So I don't know. I think it's going to be fun to go out of the way in the world and find these. And if one of them isn't caught by fishing, if you don't encounter one boss by fishing it up, I'm going to be really upset. I want to fish up a bus.
And there's probably, I mean, wait, could you jump around? Could you actually jump on the chocobo? I didn't see that in the gameplay.
Yeah, and you can hover.
Okay, you can jump and hover. So there has to be like specific areas you can only access with the chocobo. Yeah. I'm
really interested to see the platforming section. It's really not something you're used to in a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
We're just gonna in Platinum demo that there's a bit of a focus on that platforming.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, I was just doing that Kingdom Hearts. Like, I liked leveling up my drive forms so that I could have like special, you know, like you get a glide and then you get dodge roll and you get like you have to like use those. In the new thing in Final Mix, there's a whole section where you have to use these platforming upgrades that you can unlock by grinding out certain things. To help you, like, you have to get higher levels of those and be able to use them correctly in order to like get to this one area. It's really cool. It's actually, I think it's really fun.
Very cool. I want to see if there's any kind of like associated mini game with chocobos, or if they're just another form of transportation.
Yeah, I'm sure there has to be.
There has to be. There's always something with chocobos.
Yeah. Yeah.
You play 10, you know, there was that whole like chocobo mini game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's always something different in each Final Fantasy. In 7, you actually bred them and raced them at the Gold Saucer at the casino.
Right.
You were a breeder and jockey. In Final Fantasy 8, there was like a stupid item hunt game. In Final Fantasy 9, there was a stupid item hunt game.
So they're just somewhere.
But a different stupid item hunt game.
I mean, in 10, there was an area you could only get to with chocobo. Right, so they did. So that has happened before.
There's often a reward, but at least in the trailer that we saw, there wasn't really much of like a game associated with like catching or finding the chocobos. It was just, hey, here's a couple of wild chocobos. Get on them and let's all ride on down to the fishing hut. Like, are they just going to be sitting around waiting for us to mount them? Do chocobos have nothing better to do?
Love how you phrase that. That's great.
Well, they're mounts. They're the mounts of the world.
Yeah, they are the mounts of the world. Yeah. So yeah, no. We'll both be getting our codes to download in 2 hours. So we won't be playing until tomorrow. But I do have the demo now. That's something that I haven't had time to play, and we figured we could explore that after this, you guys.
Since it unlocks for me at 9 p.m., I might be playing a little bit tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game that I'm finishing tonight doesn't have very.
I've heard it's. I mean, since it's a large game, it might take you a while, just so you know.
That is true. Yeah, I didn't really think about the download time.
Yeah.
It does kind of suck that we couldn't have pre-installed it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's all right.
I know. We tried, guys.
We tried. That's all right. We could always like talk show it. I honestly might just like play it maybe an hour tonight or something.
Yeah. I mean, we can see if. I mean, I'm hardwired. My PS4 is hardwired in, but it doesn't mean. I mean, the demo just finished. That only took like half. I don't know. It probably won't finish in time. Yeah. No, 56 gigs. Holy crap!
Not to mention, their servers are going to get slammed with how much advertising they're doing and how big Final Fantasy is already.
I'm going to see how much.
As soon as that unlocks, like their distribution servers are going to get.
Oh god, it's going to be terrible.
Hit.
I need to see.
It's a console exclusive.
How much room do I have? On my I mean, it has to be. It's such a big game, man. How much room do I have on this?
Hey, Death is Mario.
Oh my god, I don't even know. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
Oh, you'll be fine. Oh, wait, how much stuff do you have on your PS4?
Not too much, but almost all of my games on my PS4 are downloaded. I only have a few that are actual like discs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've been meaning to ask: is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix? Is that on PS4 or PS3?
No, so 1.5 and 2.5 are currently only on the PS3. But if you wait until like March, I believe it's in March, they're releasing 1.5 and 2.5 and 60 FPS on the PS4.
Oh
so
my god,
yeah.
That sounds awesome, but isn't that after 2.8 comes out?
Yeah, so 2.8 comes out in January, and then they're just re-releasing those on the PS4. So essentially what they're trying to do, it seems like, is trying to be like, hey, we're trying to give you all of your essential Kingdom Hearts stuff all on the PS4. So, like, all of it can be on one console. So you can, even if you can't play every single game, you can at least, like, play most of them, watch cutscenes for some of them, and then you have, like, so that's, like, you can have everything on just the PS4 to, like, lead you straight into 3. Yes, so hopefully that'll... Yeah.
I kind of wonder.
I'm getting a code.
Professor Gamatron asked, why do devs still hate the PC? It's not really so much that devs hate PC. It's just that Steam is really the only, like, main PC distributor, and Steam doesn't often seek out exclusives.
Yeah.
PlayStation probably pays Square Enix. I don't know if this is well, this is not an exclusive. This is PS4 and 360. Both of those companies, both Sony and Xbox and Microsoft, they tend to shell out like millions of dollars for exclusives to launch and like just not go to PC, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we got a PC port eventually. They just tend to do it later. I think the other issue is just getting it to work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this also, like, 56 gigs. This is a big game.
It's a big game already, and like a lot of PC games tend to be smaller than that.
That's
small. Fine. We're used to it. But one of the biggest challenges in getting a game to work on PC is making sure that it works across a whole bunch of different setups and different, because you have to imagine there's like a couple different people who make graphics cards, processors, and you know there's a million different ways to configure a PC. There's really only one or two ways to configure a PlayStation or an Xbox. There's going to be like regular and a slim. They have to develop for only one thing each console.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's much more simple to just do console ports.
Yeah, because you know what you're dealing with. Yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly.
You know how much power this thing can handle, and because you wouldn't want to release something on PC that like maybe 30 to 40% of computers are actually going to be able to run. Like you don't know because you wouldn't know. It's harder to determine your market, and you can try to do it and be like, guys, you just got to upgrade, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to sell your game as well. So I don't know.
Right, and. I don't know. I kind of we often see that when a lot of games try to do a full platform launch, when they try to release on PC and both the consoles, they tend to, at least the PC port is like almost always broken as crap.
Yeah, it's almost always just like it's not good. It's never good. PC ports.
Yeah. I much prefer a company to release on consoles first and then port to PC later when they have time to do it right.
Yeah, just porting a game from one type of system to another, it doesn't matter. Like, 2 Final Mix, like, is still really fun, but there are a couple of elements in the game that you can tell, like, oh, that's not, they tried to port it over and it didn't work very well. Like, when you go into your drive form, you just have to, like, sit, and you're, like, half transformed for, like, 5 seconds before it'll actually finish loading your form. But the enemies can start moving around you. So the best tactic is you like break into your form, wait a second, you just pause for a couple seconds.
Really?
So that when you unpause, you actually like go into your form at the same time the enemies can start moving. So they don't start moving around you before then. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just it's just something that I'm used to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 15 hopefully shouldn't have too much of performance issues, but the game did seem to run a little bit slow, at least in the demo.
Yeah, well, we'll find that out very soon.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think it's probably a good time to start wrapping up with some final thoughts.
Yeah.
On Final Fantasy 15. So, Kung Fu, who out of all 4 of them, out of who you've seen so far, who do you think is your favorite of the 4 bros in black?
I'm usually, I honestly have a thing where I find. I like the bodyguard style because they usually tend to be quiet with like a lot of sass, and I'm gonna be attracted to characters that are very sassy, but not in a stupid way. So if like you know Nox is Prompto or whatever his name is, Prompto, you know, even if he's like sassy, if he's like gonna be really kind of unintelligent about it, I'm just gonna be like, you should get out of here.
Yeah.
So I can just see Gladius, like, or Gladiolus,
Yeah, I guess they call him Gladio for sure.
Yeah, for Gladio, I could see that kind of. Okay, I love that. See, that's the thing is like I think about Final Fantasy like 10, and I was like, wait a minute, I like bodyguard types, but Kimahri's just okay. But the person that I like the best in that is like Auron. Somebody who's really badass, but like is not flaunting it, but he can still be. Oh, he's so sassy.
Yes,
he's basically like to shut up. A lot of the game.
You know what's funny is Gladio himself doesn't flaunt it all that much, but his design just flaunts it. Yeah, like he's just like always has an open shirt and like a 25-pack abs and like he's like just huge. I don't know what happened between him. In the past, he's like a normal built guy. It's all told in flashbacks, and he's just like a regular, like averagely built, tall dude.
Yeah.
And then like fast forward 3 years, and he's like this muscle bound like The Rock. Like he's massive, but I'm pretty sure in the trailers you see him like suplexing dudes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I think that's cool. I think it's cool. I don't know who's your favorite.
I think it might also be Gladio. I might have to give it up for Gladio.
Yeah,
but,
you like that.
But it might low-key be Noctis because I relate to him a lot because he sleeps all day.
I do that. Oh yeah, that's so true. That's so true. I mean, I also I try not to, but I totally have a bias when it comes to characters in video games, specifically in video games and sometimes in TV shows where if there is a strong female character, I am going to totally be like, yo, she's badass. I love her.
Yeah, so like Luna Frey is looking like the forerunner there.
Yeah, she seems like she is gonna become like mentally strong-willed and be like, I shall do what's right. And I don't know, she's like almost kind of too goody-goody. But then again, like that's how I try to act in video games, so I don't know why I don't like that as much. But just
it's not as interesting.
Yeah, any woman that comes in is like, look, I can show you how it's done. I'm just gonna be really badass and kick everybody's ass, or like tell everybody what, just somebody who's like can stand up for themselves. I did like when Luna just like ducked right out of the car when they were driving in the air, or that out of the ship. That was cool.
That was kind of but at the same time, she just like straight up expected the dude to catch her. She was like,
it was kind of stupid. So like I liked it and then I didn't like it.
I hope they do her more justice in the game than she got in the movie. She seemed a little bit like Lady in the Tower.
Yeah, kinda. That's what I mean. Like that, it's too. It's when the girl stops becoming the damsel and starts becoming like, I can take care of myself. I don't know. Maybe it's because like it's reflects a part of me that I want to be. Like I grew up, being like the youngest and like I need help with everything, and then I've just been wanting to be like, yo, I can totally do this on my own.
Yeah, you have to establish your independence, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
And Luna Frey might not be. It's kind of interesting because in the Omen trailer, which is the most recent trailer, most recent cinematic trailer, it is kind of mirrored between both her and Noctis, who's like, he's kind of the focus, being the main character.
Right.
But it starts to show that like there's like a mirror between the two of them both fighting, even though they're not quite on the same on the same. Like I think that there's something going on there. I think Noctis might be corrupted a little bit, by the way. I think he might have a little bit of the old Cloud twist to him, where he's not fully in control of himself.
Noctis?
Yeah. I do. But either way, we do see her fighting for a minute.
Loki.
But I don't know if that's like a metaphorical fight. That whole trailer was very metaphorical and confusing.
Yeah.
And I want to see what it's about.
Yeah.
It's super deep.
I definitely want to learn more. Like I do totally want to learn more about Luna, and like I want to know what she's up to. Kind of like how she's going to progress in this world, like where her status is going to be, how she's going to, I don't know, like how she's going to prove herself, like how she's going to really fill a role that's going to, I don't know, matter.
Yeah, how are characters who are not playable in a game that's basically like a long road trip with buds?
Yeah.
How do you develop a character significantly when they're not one of the buds?
Yeah, so it's, exactly. It's like, I want the game to make me give more of a shit about her. Like, I want that. I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, give us a reason, right? Like, give us a reason to admire this character when she isn't playable, is likely going to be a quest giver. Like, what is she? And that's where we can kind of hope for some pull through from the cinematic side.
Yeah.
That's where we can hope for, like, because a lot of times, at least in the anime and the movie leading in, we see a lot of these characters who are maybe not so strong combatants, but they are really strong, like, political figures.
Yeah.
They're very shrewd. They're very... Well, then again, I'm mostly talking about the king here, and he ends up being a super badass fighter, too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Luna might be the same.
He's
I think
pretty
Luna
awesome.
might have some power.
That's
But
why I was
again,
waiting for her to put on the goddamn ring the whole time, but I guess Noctis has it now, so whatever.
Yeah, I think Noctis has it. He might just have like his own ring. I don't know. I
Yeah.
swear they kept showing a ring on his hand, but I have no idea how he would have gotten it from the king or from Nyx.
No,
who had it last.
no, Nyx gives it to Luna. Luna had it at the end of the
right.
movie, so she was supposed to give it to
That's
Noctis. So I assume, I mean, right? Didn't somebody said that? I think that transaction actually happened.
That she did give it to Noctis?
Yeah, BZ,
Maybe
this
she
is
did.
like a podcast talk show. Yeah.
Maybe she did at the end. Like, maybe they saw each other at the wedding, and then they went home, and they were like, well, this shit's fucked. Let's go back to the wedding.
Yeah.
Or let's go back to Luna Freya, wherever.
Yeah, maybe.
wherever.
Yeah. Oh, I also hope. Okay. Apparently, I'm right. So yeah, it seems like he's got the ring, which I mean, that's cool. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll be happy to like have the focus be on him because we'll see all his flaws and see how he grows. But I just kind of like again that little part of me that's like I want the female to be super badass. I'm kind of bummed that she didn't try. She didn't even try. She didn't even try to be like, because she seems like the kind of person who's like, I am selfless enough and don't care about dying, that like she could totally deserve the ring like that, you know?
She could. Yeah, she definitely could. And I don't know if she just simply doesn't have it because this is like the ring of rule for their kingdom, and she's too busy ruling her kingdom or whatever it is.
Yeah. Right, Andy?
Yeah. Whatever it is, I'm sure that we'll see a little bit more. I'm definitely reading in your chat more so that there's more than one female character. We immediately went to Luna Freya. She might not be the female character. She's just a female character.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's just one that we have like more background on at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one we know the most about.
Yeah. Nixie gives it to Luna.
So, top three JRPG tropes that we want to see.
You go.
Because I was thinking of a couple.
Okay.
Number one let me start us off. I'm gonna pick my number one, or at least my first one. I'm gonna go with no particular order here.
Okay.
I really want to see an awkward interaction with girls with Noctis and Procto. I'm never gonna remember his name. What is his name?
Prompto.
Prompto.
Remember, promptly.
Prompto. I keep saying Procto. Prompto and Noctis are 100% going to have an awkward interaction with girls. They had it for like a brief second in Brotherhood, but I think there's going to be pretty much any anime trope can apply to this game because I think it's going to be so cinematic. And I think there's going to be at least one scene where they try to talk to girls and have no idea how to because one is an awkward nerd and one is royalty.
Yeah, I mean, if it's all dudes in a car, yeah, that'd actually be pretty funny. Yeah, I would love to see. I'd love to see like.
I think women have to be a total mystery to Noctis because he was literally raised by 3 dads. He doesn't have a mom.
Yeah, I would love to see that kind of like blatant accidental ignorance of like any kind of female attention.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be fun, man.
Yeah. Number 2. Do you want me to go with number 2? Or do you have one?
I mean, I kind of like just seeing whatever the game wants to throw at me. So I want to hear your ideas, and it's like sparking stuff in my head.
Okay, all right. So my number 2 is, and I'm totally calling this. If anybody happens to be far enough along to know, please don't spoil if I'm right. I think the main bad guy is going to switch big time. I think the main bad guy is kind of assumed to be this sort of like evil chancellor of the empire.
Yeah, I hope that's not it.
Yeah, the dude with the white beard and the white coat, and he's all sinister. Ah, yes, let's talk peace, and then immediately like betrays them, and like we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be the main bad guy, though. I don't think he's going to be the main baddie. I think one of the interesting things is, even though we have this premise of the Empire, this is always, not always, but very often a very established trope in Final Fantasy is that we're going to start off with one enemy and end with another.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the sneaky ginger guy with the fedora or whatever, with like the big wing coat. Remember him? He's like the shady.
Oh yeah, the Chancellor.
Yeah,
the Chancellor.
Maybe he's the Chancellor. Yeah. He's like the shady right hand of the Empire.
Yeah, it was the Chancellor. Yeah, right, that's his name, right? Right, guys?
His name is like, I forget his name. It might be Glaucus. No, not Glaucus. Glaucus was, I think, the big guy in the armor.
Yeah, that was the big guy. Yeah,
he died.
And he and Nyx both died.
Yeah, he was kind of the main antagonist of the movie, but him and the protagonist of the movie both died. Yeah. I'm talking about the sort of like right hand, like sneak. He's the guy that shows up and announces. I wish I could remember.
He looks like a crow.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So him him playing the right hand to the Empire immediately makes me think that he's going to be the final bad guy.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened in Final Fantasy VI.
Okay.
You have this big bad Empire. You have the big bad Emperor, and you have this dude who sits on his right. In Final Fantasy VI, it was Kefka. In Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 15, it's this Crow dude.
Yeah, it's Crow dude.
Except not Crow, because Crow was one of the Kingsglaive who died really early on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish Crow had more time too. Andy Possess is saying in chat.
Yeah.
Rip Crow.
You think Glox is gonna come back? Yeah, Crow was super cute. Oh, it was really sad.
Glox could definitely come back still.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. I think there's gonna be some really cool enemies for sure, considering the Empire has no reservations about using demons, about using summons, about using these like super powered humans in super armor.
Yeah.
But I really think that red haired dude with the hat is hiding something.
Yeah.
And I think they made it a little bit too much of a role for him. Even if you look at the voice actor trailers,
to not have it somewhere over here, like somewhere embedded within this game. Yeah.
Yeah, like his voice actor got a pretty big part, and he keeps talking about how sneaky his character is and how he like has a plan and stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's our bad guy.
We want to know
I
why.
think he's the final bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping. I don't know. No. Honestly, it's so typical where I'm gonna see it, so it doesn't even matter. I'm trying to think of like something that is a bit less common that I would really want.
Give you a minute.
Yeah. Well, when you saying summons, it's mostly on the evil side, right?
Well, no, we seem to be able to summon summons ourselves.
Right. Okay. Good. Okay. I was like, okay, I just want to make sure because that's definitely something that I wanted. So I'm glad that's a thing.
And that's often a thing in Final Fantasy is anybody seems to be, or both sides at least, seem to be able to utilize summons.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of parallels between 15 and 6.
Okay.
And that was one of the things was the Empire forced Espers, which were the summons in that game. They kind of bent them to their will and used their power against their will to power their magic armies.
Yeah.
Whereas the good guys were able to ally themselves with the Espers and utilize them for summons.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little bit of the same story with 15.
Yeah.
And also notice that like the first thing we saw, like the first summon we saw shown off that like helps us was Rama.
Okay.
And Rama's an old man who summons lightning. He's always an old man with a big beard and a big robe and a staff. He summons lightning. He's also almost always the summon that allies himself with the good guys at first.
Okay.
That was true, and I think 6. It was true in 9.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be true in 15 as well, where the summon that's on our side is Rama to start, and then that somehow leads to the other ones trusting us as well.
Cool. Yo, Rama! Also, thank you so much, Aquatic, by the way. I meant to say that earlier. Thank you. Okay.
And then, so I'm thinking for my third one, I want Gladio to be able to suplex things that are way bigger than him.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen.
I think it can totally happen. I think that might, like, his suplex might be like a limit break or something, and that might make it, like, I want to see him, like, suplex like an Iron Giant or a Behemoth or something.
Yeah.
Like that, because the Empire uses those as well.
Oh, that's super cool.
In Final Fantasy VI, you could pile drive a train, so I don't see why you can't suplex a Behemoth.
Okay. You want Oberon like are you talking about like Shakespeare right now, Andy?
Wikipedia article to Oberon.
Yeah, that's some that's some Shakespeare right there.
Oh, I guarantee Odin will be a summon.
Mm-hmm. God, I don't know. Okay.
What about you, chat? You want to see some? Ace and 5 puts in the quest giver. Quest 1, can you help me find my dog? Quest 2, can you help me avenge my dog? Final quest, can you help me summon my dog's patroness to save the world?
Call it patroness? That's adorable.
That's a really in-depth side quest.
Yeah.
that got main story real quick.
Yeah. To save the world. Yeah, like a tiny side quest to like grow into something giant. I'm cool with that too. I totally agree with that.
Okay,
Oh,
nice.
I don't know. I'm open to most ideas. I think that's part of the problem with me is that I'm just like, I don't know, just throw it at me. We'll see how it goes. I hope that there are both outfits that I'm obsessed with and outfits that I can totally tear apart, like I do with certain characters. I always do that in a game, especially in RPGs. There's like
they do play it very close because RPG. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just like certain RPGs, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, I always go on a rant as soon as Riku takes off his cloak in the second game, and he has this like stupid ass. I just don't want to go into it right now. But like, it's actually really fun to just to judge video game characters in their clothes.
Because a lot of times, and especially in Square Enix games, it's like, who dressed you?
Yeah, exactly. So like, only in video games do I want to do that. But like, it's there's something that I think it's really entertaining to do. So like, I like the diversity and like what they experiment with when it comes to the unique clothing choices I see in games. So like, I want to see more of that. Like, I see that it kind of looks like they're simplifying. Everybody's wearing a lot of black, which is fine.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought was interesting.
Yeah, but like but some of the enemy designs are like actually really awesome. Oh my god, they're beautiful. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, much more attention seems to be given to and even then, if you look at the main four, it's even though they're all wearing the same color, that seems to be an aesthetic choice that they did on purpose. I want to see what the significance of that is.
Yeah,
and
me
especially
too.
Looking at the stark contrast that paints with the Empire, who mostly dresses in white and red.
Right. I'm kind of curious to see if because they have this like this color synchronization. I'm gonna see if there's anything that causes like maybe if they relate any character clothing change over time to character like emotional development. Like, that would be cool if they incorporated that. I mean, I feel like, maybe they'll just wear the same thing the whole time. But, it could be a really cool thing to have in there that, like, they get something that changes an element of, like, what they're wearing. And that's, like, and it's directly related to, like, some kind of growth.
I would like to see that. Yeah.
Suit made of belts. Asteroid wants to see a suit made of belts.
I am hoping we get a little bit of different. I want to see a suit, but made from belts. Yeah, entirely of belts.
Yeah.
Entirely made of belts. I would love to see the armor change, the actual character models. That would always be good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Tube. See you later.
But I would like to actually talk about all the black. Seems to be, like I said, seems to be an aesthetic choice. I think we're going to see like some of the themes pop up here. They usually pay very close attention to this stuff. I don't think they dress 4 characters in black because it's easy. I think they dress 4 characters in black with a purpose. One being that they were at a wedding. Right. That's kind of the whole premise.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that the stereotypical choice is to do the exact opposite with anything.
Right.
Good is light color, bad is dark color. So like now they're going like the evil, like the Empire is like they're all white and like and we're all black. So it's just kind of like people have made associations growing up, I'm sure, playing games where you're like, somebody's evil, they're going to have like dark colors, like all this like shadowy black. And then it's like, no, it's us this time.
Right. And it's the bright white of the Empire. And that's kind of reflected. That's a theme that runs along in Berserk, in the manga Berserk. The bad guys are always portrayed as, the good guys are always portrayed as being very dark knights. Like, the main character Guts, always in super dark armor. When he goes into like his berserker armor, it's like pure black. Yeah. And all of his enemies are like angelic beings, or not all of them, but a lot of his enemies are angelic, light, bright beings dressed in all white armor. And so they're kind of paralleling this, where our kingdom that we're hailing from is like a kingdom of the night. It's very much, and I think probably part of what makes Noctis, and maybe part of the reason I relate to him so much, I think part of what makes Noctis sleepy all the time is that he's a nocturnal character. I think he's a boy king that sleeps all day and is awake all night.
That totally makes sense. I mean, it's literally the name.
Noctis, exactly. I forget what the name of their city is.
Actually, God, these names. I wonder why they named him Prompto then. Because, like, I could see everybody else. Ignis, like, maybe he has something with fire. Gladiolus, like, gladiator.
He's a fighter.
Yeah, so, like, all of these are really making sense. I don't know about Prompto, though.
Prompto
and then Luna's like the moon.
Right, exactly. We have the parallel with the moon.
Very
so
kind of
obviously,
like ethereal and glowy.
Yeah, and Nox obviously being Knight, and he's going to marry. He's betrothed to the moon. Like there's obviously a lot of
That's actually
really
sweet.
obvious like symbolism being drawn here.
Prompto means quickly, but yeah, I mean, what does
Prompto
that mean for
means
this
quick.
guy? Yeah, but what does this mean for this guy?
Well,
Lucius means light. Oh, okay.
Specifically, when you start looking at Prompto as a character, he's very hasty. He's very to the point. He's very impulsive.
Okay.
That's very much his character archetype.
Makes sense.
It also might have a little bit something to do where something to do with when he was a kid. He had to start running. He started one of the things he did to improve his life and get his life together was he started running because he was really out of shape.
Okay. Okay.
His episode is actually titled Dogged Runner.
Okay.
And that might signify his transformation as a character. He might not be a very dynamic character within the game, but we see him as a dynamic character in the prequel, where he starts out as being very slow. He later sort of teaches himself to become fast.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. You're also like leaning completely out of the frame.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, this is really funny. I just see it like slowly just drifting
hiding
out of the frame. Hi, welcome back. Okay, so he like learns. So he's essentially teaching himself how to. I don't want to say teaching himself speed because that sounds bad, but it's yes.
He earned his speed.
Yeah.
He had no speed because he was fat, so he shed the fat to not weigh him down anymore.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
I don't know. He also functions as the he's the MySpace kid of the.
Oh God.
Of everything and documents everything.
Oh God.
I don't know if that's
archetype.
They realized it was Final Fantasy the Lion King? What, Nitch? Wait, is his last name Argentum? He's Prompto Argentum, which means Quicksilver.
Okay.
Is that really his last name? I don't know if Amos is...
Oh, Argentum, yeah. Right.
Anyway, I think that's probably where Prompto's name comes from.
Okay.
And then Ignis I'm not too sure about, actually. He doesn't really seem to have any fire. Like, Ignis is related to Ignite. That has to have something to do with fire, right?
Yeah. Is it, guys? Is it, or is there something else about his name? Ignis
could...
Scientia?
What is it?
Ignis Scientia?
Well,
it's all caps. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah, Scientia.
Yeah, Scientia.
Scientia, yeah. It's kind of different. What does his name mean? I'm pretty sure it's just fire, but that could... The only relationship we see is that he's actually a very subdued character. Reserved character.
Yeah, there's probably something that's in there. They wanted an element name, I guess, or he's secretly Ifrit.
Could be.
Yeah, it's not my
relationship I really see is his tendency towards cooking and baking, where he's sort of the he's maybe like the campfire of the group. You know, he's like the homemaker. He's the one that's making sure everyone's in bed. He's the one who's making sure that everybody's fed, everybody's life is together. And fire is one of those things that we often see fire as a representation of rage or of pure emotion or of unpredictability.
For sure.
But a more controlled fire could very well be Ignis.
Yeah.
You know, something
I don't know. I feel like I'll have to. I feel like I'll have to play through the game because the other names are making sense. This one, I mean, I don't know. I want to. Yeah. I want to get a better feel before I really, because I don't want to just have to. I don't want to have to come up with a story if everybody else's names make sense. So hopefully there'll be something that kind of explains his, because the other ones are like really obvious if you think about it for like 5 seconds.
Okay, so having played Final Fantasy X, having seen the movie as well, do you have a summon that you're most excited to see in the game, considering summons are like super huge?
I like dragons.
You like dragons? Okay, so
I always like dragons, man. I mean, this if we're going based off of 10, I mean, I really liked the idea of like the anima summon. I thought that was really cool. Just like pulling something. Yeah, just like that, pulling something out of the ground. It's actually this like embodiment of like this mother, and I think she's in like despair. You know, it's.
I do wonder if anima seemed to be pretty significant or pretty specific to 10. Actually, I know you. Really
that was very specific to 10. Yeah, so I don't know which ones cross over as easily.
So some of the summons you see in basically every Final Fantasy game are We saw Rama already.
Right.
Leviathan always shows up.
Okay.
We have Ifrit, Shiva, which are the fire and ice
Ifrit and
spirits.
Shiva. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're always cool. I like Ifrit better than Shiva.
Ifrit's super cool.
I mean, in terms of the visual style, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see their interpretation of Ifrit, because he looks pretty significantly different in almost every game, with a few base elements kept the same.
Yeah.
But the way that Rama just nukes forests with his lightning bolts, I would love to see what Ifrit does with fire, and when he pops out, whatever he does to the environment, because we've seen that's dynamic, that changes.
Yeah.
If you like big dragons, whatever they do with Bahamut's probably going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Bahamut's usually like an end game summon, and usually like a really powerful one.
Right. Yeah, I figured that.
In 10, right?
Somebody said Yojimbo. Why Yojimbo? That'd be so funny.
I can't wait to summon Genie from Kingdom Hearts.
Right, of course. Yeah, get Genie in there.
Yeah, get a couple buffs up in the party. No, I can't wait to see what they're doing with Leviathan, because Leviathan seems to be assigned to some role within the Empire.
Okay.
I think he keeps popping up in a lot of the trailers, and I think Leviathan is sitting in a lake outside Luna Freya's tower and keeping guard on her.
Oh, that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, so I think we have to confront Leviathan.
Yeah. The bird in 10? We had Veil for. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Veil for.
Yeah, Veil for was your first summon. Yeah, that was your first summon in 10.
Yeah, there's always Veil. There was Veil for. There's Quetzalcoatl. There's also sometimes a winged serpent that isn't Leviathan.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think there's going to be a lot of really cool summons in this game. It's one of the things I want to see Leviathan specifically, because one of my biggest fears is giant things in bodies of water.
Oh, really? So you actually kind of want to see it?
Huh?
So you want that?
Yeah, I think Leviathan's going to freak me out. I think it's really fun, because a giant thing in the water is going to be putting me into full panic mode.
Okay.
I'm fighting it.
I'm okay with that. I think that's pretty funny. So I want to hear your reactions after.
Yeah, no, definitely. And by the way, keep an eye out for Leviathan in the demo, because he's huge.
Okay.
You get to see a couple of the summons in brief glimpses during the demo.
Okay.
Leviathan is massive. Massive. And
I'm excited. I also got a quick list of names from Andy. The city is Insomnia. The kingdom is it like Lucis? Which means of light. Luna's kingdom is Tenebrae, which means darkness, and the opposing kingdom is Niflheim, which means mist home, and is frozen hell of Norse mythology. Thank you, Andy. That's actually really useful.
That's super useful, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. And so obviously one thing I'm gonna want to look into once I get more familiar with these terms is more name origins, more things
same here.
How exactly these names relate to their characters.
Yeah, again, guys, we only know so much. I mean, he knows more than I do. We're doing, with the research that we've done, and this is just all an exploration. So this is gonna be one of the only examples where we're going into a game blind, and we're speculating. This is all speculation,
Yep. Yeah, we definitely want to coincide the launch of this series with the launch of Final Fantasy 15, because it's a new experience for both of us, I think.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I really like about Final Fantasy 15, believe it or not, as much as I've been kind of a curmudgeon about it in the past, is how much it's doing differently.
Yeah.
I think even though you played a ton of Kingdom Hearts and I played a ton of Final Fantasy, it's not really either. It's not really, it's going to be something totally different to both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree. I think that'll be cool.
I'm really excited. Are you really excited?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, I just want to try I want to see everything that it has to offer. It's a lot,
Yeah, definitely. I think it's gonna be a ton of content. I think it's a game that I'm definitely gonna be able to put many hours into. I'm just hoping. My biggest fear. Is that the story just ends up making no sense.
Oh if it's too much.
If they either overcomplicate things, which to be fair, they don't seem to be. They seem to really have a handle on their established kingdoms and characters. They really seem to have a built world that they have in mind. And I think some of the problems that came in with earlier Final Fantasies, as far as muddled plots and characters and stuff, came from not thinking things through. This game seems really thought through.
Yeah.
But I always have that worry with Final Fantasy games that at some point during the narrative, it's just going to hit a point where it just wings off in a weird direction, and it just never recovers from that, and it's just they never really tie it together in a meaningful way.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, Kingdom Hearts got more complex because they made a sequel, and they're like, let's add in all this shit that we didn't plan for in the first game. So, I mean, if this is going to be a standalone game, then it's going to, I mean, it should, in theory, like, be tied together better, you know?
Yes. Hopefully that makes it a more well-contained plot.
Yeah, I think it'll be
We have seen in the past, to be fair, it's a long time ago, but we have seen in the past things like Final Fantasy VIII, to a certain extent Final Fantasy IX, to a smaller extent Final Fantasy X, where basically towards the end, things change a lot, and not in a good way. I like dynamic plots. I like things to be shaken up. And like I said, it's a trope. It's a very common theme in Final Fantasy to divert attention from one antagonist to the other.
Yeah.
It was something they did, in my opinion, very successfully in 7.
Okay. I think they did a fine job in 10. I mean, it's every once in a while it seems like bosses are thrown in just to be there. You're just like, I don't know why this is here. But I mean, because they're like, we need to level your character up more or something. But I don't know. I think the plot. I mean, it made enough sense where you're like, oh, this is a nice touch.
Right, exactly. But in Final Fantasy VIII, I don't think so much in Final Fantasy X. In Final Fantasy VIII, I think it is like the worst offender here. They're a little bit guilty of this in 9, but in 8 they had kind of this issue where, like, ask somebody who is the antagonist of Final Fantasy VIII, and it starts off with you chasing this sorceress named Idea, and Idea seems to be. First off, there's the evil empire, of course. They're called the Galbadian Empire. Yeah. The Galbadian government allies themselves with the world's sorceress. There's only ever one sorceress at a time in the world, at any given time in the world of Final Fantasy VIII. Okay. They never really explain what the sorceress does or what exactly her powers are, other than she has cool magic powers. But for whatever reason, the sorceress currently is a woman named Idea, who is coincidentally the ex-wife of your school's headmaster, who's like a major character in the plot. Okay. And you don't learn that until you meet her. And for some reason, she's evil and allied with the Galbadian government. That's like the most you have to go on. All you know is that you, as a military function, serve to act as a counter to the power of the sorceress. Okay. Right? So you're kind of like, that's my antagonist, right?
But it's just like, I have to fight her because she's evil, not because I, like, know her.
Right. We don't really know much about her. And we know that she's allied with our enemy. That's all we really know. Okay. When we get to her, it sort of like totally diverges and is like, yo, Edie is cool now, and she's my ex-wife, by the way, and she was being mind controlled by a sorceress from the future. Literally the plot of Final Fantasy VIII. Okay. Literally the plot of Final Fantasy VIII is this sorceress was being mind controlled by that sorceress from 3,000 years in the future. Her name is Ultimecia, and you don't even like know, you hear her name once, and then you just gotta kind of go do this and go do that until eventually you're sucked through space and time to Ultimecia's dimension. Okay. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's not presented any more intelligently or intelligently within the game. Okay. Final Fantasy IX did a little bit where you had your character Garland and Kuja, that your two antagonists that you're chasing and fighting throughout the whole thing. Okay. But right at the end, right at the very very end, they were like, by the way, God of Death, go ahead, fight the God of Death.
Oh God,
and that's the final boss for some reason.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's one thing to have optional bosses.
But it's another thing to just be like, yo, here's boss.
Right. Like
it's mandatory. You're just like, why? Why is this mandatory?
Right. Exactly. And that's why I'm really hoping that Final Fantasy 15 sticks with this empire and hopefully this creepy right-hand dude who I think is going to rise to power and somehow, like, you know, because we're obviously going to have some big bad. We haven't really seen a single big bad yet. We've just seen 4 guys against a military. Yeah. Still very cool, but we're always outnumbered in Final Fantasy.
Right. Yeah. So you want if somebody's going to be evil, you want them to have really thought their plan through. You don't want it to just be like, we are doing what we're told, or like this is military rule. Like, I don't know, it's
big evil government. We don't want to fight Nazis in Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So like whoever's controlling it, I don't know. You just it's the nope, I can't think of words right now. It's The corruption element is used a lot because it works a lot.
Right. You know? They do often use the mind corruption thing, and that's fine. That's a totally good plot, but you still have to, in the story and the narrative, properly establish a rivalry with the antagonist. Nobody wants to fight a big bad that you have no previous relationship with. It makes the entire way less. You're less invested in it.
Yeah, exactly, because you're like, I've just been told to fight this, so I'll fight it. So it's just, I mean, if we're going to be able to connect and really feel strongly. I mean, you just want more background. You want more background. You want to be like, yo, I see what you're doing, and you think you're doing like I think the best antagonists are the ones who really believe what they're doing is right.
Yes.
And they're not just being evil. They just really think what they're doing is right. It's either that. The only other example that works just as well is like the Joker. But it's really hard to pull off.
I'm really interested to see what you think of Sephiroth, because when we eventually one day play Final Fantasy VII, because he's one of my favorite villains of all time, but I will admit that he's not a character who's very relatable, but I think they pull it off.
Yeah, because again, so it's like, it's the some men just want to see the world burn. Like, it's that'll always be one of the best references I can use for this kind of antagonist. It's really, really hard to pull off successfully, because sometimes you're just like, oh, they're just evil because they're evil. But it's more like, it's just like they just crave destruction. You have to work really hard to make it like, I can believe this is a thing.
Right. The Joker sells it really well. He's a character. He's a we just want destruction kind of character that definitely fits that bill, where he's just sold so well that you buy it anyway. Sephiroth is more of a character where he wants to watch the world burn, but you discover his entire backstory and why he thinks that, and it actually makes sense.
Okay.
Provided so I really like that. As far as this game, we don't have a big bad yet. We don't have a primary antagonist that we're aware of.
Yeah.
I personally think it's either going to be the boring answer, which is the king of the evil empire, or it's going to be somebody else that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm interested, man. We'll see.
I can't wait to get started on this game.
I don't know.
You're playing the demo tonight?
I think so, guys. I think we should try it, because I'm really curious.
I'm probably going to play it like right after this, because it's pretty short, so I'll do that, and then...
Princess Tutu! Oh my god, that's actually a great example of an anime that starts out like very episodic, and then it like turns into this really deep, layered, like, who's the real bad guy here kind of thing. That is actually like, I did not realize how deep that anime gets.
What is Princess Tutu?
Princess Tutu. It's like an anime about this girl who's like at a dance school, and she's really bad, but that's because like sometimes she turns into a duck. I don't remember. And she's like in love with this prince who like needs to get his emotions back, but then like each episode she helps him get a piece of his emotions back by turning into like this magical Princess Tutu. But then so it starts off like very magical girl anime, but then like you realize like the pieces of his heart he's getting back at first are like mostly really negative, so he just starts getting like really sad. Oh, take it for a bit. And then there's like the storyteller that's kind of overseeing all of it, but then like he gets really involved in the story. It just and like people who are bad turn good. I don't know. It's good. It's really interesting.
Well, I'm already seeing some parallels possibly between us and Noctis, and we could definitely see what ends up being an evolving series of antagonists, or kind of a cavalcade of antagonists. I think some of the best games have more than one antagonist, and actually as much as I say Sephiroth is the main antagonist in Final Fantasy VII, he's really just the most identifiable one. There's actually 3 main antagonists in Final Fantasy VII, all working towards the same goal, but none of the 3 of them are working together. Sort of.
Interesting.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Two of them have a very unique link. I won't get into that.
I don't want to know.
It's kind of like in 7, we have Maleficent. We have, or I'm sorry, not in 7. In Kingdom Hearts, we have Maleficent. We have Ansem. Like, who's the main antagonist there, right? It's kind of both of them in their own ways. It's really Ansem, but like for the overall series. But it's just as much Maleficent in the first game, right?
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, okay,
Ansem's like a piece of the puzzle to who's actually the bad guy in the whole Kingdom Hearts, in the current Kingdom Hearts arc. This is one saga that has actually been expanded so far that they have evolved this one character to have kind of spurred on everything that's taken place between 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.8.
Okay, gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, so you'll see.
Okay. Wait, the main protagonist is behind the scenes?
No, antagonist. The main antagonist.
I think PZ meant. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this has been awesome. I think we've pretty much discussed like everything we know going into this, and there's really not much else for us to say about this game until we get it in our hands, which is going to be very soon.
Yeah. I don't want to say any more doing this. Don't worry. Yeah.
We won't go any further, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ruin the Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I know that's what we're like. Let's just touch our toes in it, but we don't want to say too much because you want to have like your own experience. Yeah, again,
yeah, so. Exactly. But that's also why I'm excited to be playing a new game for once. It's been a long time since I played a Final Fantasy on launch.
Yeah,
so I haven't.
I mean, I've never done that on stream because, you know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be cool.
No. But I think it's going to be really good. So thank you for joining us.
I know, guys.
Chat for this one.
This is awesome.
Did you guys like the show?
Hopefully everybody liked it. If you guys have any like last questions, feel free to ask them now. We can like check them out and stuff, and then we'll go off and do our like own little things, and then we'll check back in about 2 weeks because we'll have time before Christmas is going on.
Yep. And also I think next time we'll probably be getting together is either going to be that, or I think we said we wanted to do another movie night.
Oh yeah, we also want to do a Christmas movie night. So we'll do another podcast in like 2 weeks, and we'll do a movie night as well. So we'll be able to talk about. So this is gonna be like a big change between like we wonder what's gonna be in the game and like yo, look at all this stuff we found in the game.
Yeah. So cool. the next episode is gonna be pretty different. It's gonna be much more about what we think of the game so far, what our experiences are, how we interpreted certain events happening, and kind of more predictions of what we see happening in the future of the game. Hopefully, by the time we meet up, we'll be at about the same point in the story. But we're both generally good about avoiding spoilers for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yes, Blacklight has Twitch. You should have been watching the multi-link. I didn't have that linked enough, apparently.
Yeah, well, I'll
next time we'll spam.
Next time, we'll set a timer on Nightbot for it. But guys, please make sure you follow Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Yeah, make sure you follow Blacklight, guys, because we're gonna be a lot in communication a lot more, and like at the very least, like he's a really awesome variety streamer, and like you need to just like check him out.
Ditto for Kung Fu. She is amazing. She streams so many games. She does not only RPGs and stuff, but also speedruns of Kirby and just kind of a whole bunch of everything, which I really like about her channel. She's got a little bit of everything, just like we do.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I tend to stick with more kind of family-friendly or adventure-style, happier games, I guess. And then Blacklight really does like anything and everything, which is super cool.
Yeah, I am starting to focus a bit more on like really story-based stuff. I'm starting to realize how important. One thing I started doing recently is like lore playthroughs of Dark Souls, and I'm going to be doing that for like the whole series. Okay. So I'm getting really into narrative big time.
Yeah. Oh yay! And you told me all the stuff you're doing with it, writing down all your notes and stuff. I love that.
Yeah. Like literally, if you guys don't know, I literally have notes going for Dark Souls now.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, more questions. Did you just miss the whole thing? Oh look! Oh, that's so cute.
This is a page on the Lothric's relation to dragons.
That's super cute.
The Lothric family.
Anyway. So we're wrapping it up now, Cheeky. But I mean, we'll probably put this like on YouTube in the future, and like we'll definitely like highlight these. So if anybody wants to go back and watch them, you always can. Like these are not going to go away.
Yes.
So feel free to go back and watch for anything. Again, this is all speculation. So.
And next time we'll have a little bit more concrete experiences to talk about. So thank you guys so much for joining us for the first episode of Sidequest Cafe.
Let's see. Hang on. I'm just trying to last minute quick questions. How long? They're usually about 2 hours. We'll have like run of show. We have talking points that we want for each show. Right. But yeah, I'd say like a good 1 to 2 hour, just so we have enough time to really explore whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I think we're aiming for about a 2 hour runtime. It'll probably go a little bit over. I think we went a little bit over on this episode.
Yeah, but it's the first one.
Thank you guys so much for coming out for the first episode. You guys are wonderful. And thank you. Was that Shrimp Dimension? Shrimp Dimension for the 5 months. Thank you so much.
Oh, let's go, Shrimp. That's awesome.
How awesome is his name, Shrimp Dimension? Don't you want to go there?
Yeah.
Don't you want to go to the Shrimp Dimension?
I would want to see it. I don't know if I'd want to like have shrimps all over me. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I want to have them all over me, but I want to have them all in my belly.
You want to eat them all? Yeah.
I want to go to the Shrimp Dimension to eat all the shrimp.
Oh, I want to go to I'd want to go to the Crab Dimension.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Oh, I grew up learning how to like pick crabs at the river and like it's scary.
Oh my god, we should get some. Whenever you come to Portland and visit, we should go get some fresh crab.
Okay.
I think they have a lot of that here.
You gotta try the East Coast version. It's
Oh yeah, oh definitely in Maryland and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're the best. They're the best.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic first episode. Thank you so much, Artemisian, for that resub. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys liked it. I think that's great. We had fun as an audio podcast. Are we gonna upload this somewhere just as an audio podcast? I don't think we've really talked about it yet, but that is definitely a possibility.
Yeah, definitely. We can see
we
what
will,
our options there.
Yeah, we will now talk about it.
I know we don't want to go with Podbean. That's all I know.
No.
That's all I know is don't go with Podbean.
Okay.
But I don't know. It might be kind of easy to get our stuff on iTunes these days.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that. I don't know what that all entails. We'll look into it.
Okay.
We'll look into it. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I plan on uploading a YouTube here already.
Right.
I'm gonna cut a highlight of this and then.
I've also done a local recording, so I'll have it. I'll have it, man.
Perfect. That's the one thing I didn't do is local record, but I'm gonna have that set up for next time. I think I have the storage for that.
The one time I've ever remembered to locally record.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. All right, man.
So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, guys. How do we want to switch over since we're still live?
We're gonna go our separate ways. We're gonna start doing our own casts.
Okay.
Pick whoever you want. If you haven't followed Kung Fu, please follow Kung Fu. She's one of my favorite people. I'm pointing down because she's below me in Skype, but I should be pointing, I guess, this way or that. I don't know, whichever way she is for me.
That way.
I don't have OBS up.
Follow Blacklight.
That way. Awesome. She's that way on my screen.
You can see we both have. Wait, let's point to the right place. We both have Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So feel free to,
Yep, all our links are in our respective info panels. Follow us. We'll be live for another episode in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
And until then, enjoy Final Fantasy 15.
See you guys soon. Okay.
Bye, Kung Fu. Enjoy your stream.
Bye, Jack. Thanks, man. It's good to see you.